Hi, all of you. Good afternoon, good evening, whatever works for you. Am I audible to all of you, online students? Okay, excellent, nice. Am I audible to all of you, Sachrit? Soumya, Dhyanada, Rafika, Shivani, Preeti. Oh, I know quite a few of you. Shivali, okay. Okay. So fine, online, offline. So I've invited all of you. It's an NCERT reading session. And I hope to teach you how the NCERT for geography is to be read. Because the approach, see, NCERT geography is more helpful for your prelims. But you can also use it for optionals also. In fact, a lot of content, good answers can be written just by following some paragraphs of NCERT. Okay? That's why I have called all of you together. Okay. Some problem here. I'm just setting my screen. Okay. So now what you all will do is, I want all of you to have at least one atlas with you, whatever is suitable, and I want your notebooks also out. Preferably, agar loose sheets hai to achhi baat hai. Otherwise, whatever notebook you have. And all of you must have this textbook with you, right? India Physical Environment. Yes, no worries. Even if you are not a geography optional student, all the bigger reason why this must be done in some ways. Okay, now before I start off, see, there is one basic problem that all of you have, which is, unlike other NCERT books, history or polity or economy for reading, the NCERT itself is good enough. If you read properly, thoroughly, maybe once or twice, the concepts you can understand. In geography, what happens is, it's all about locations and places, right? So when you read NCERTs alone, without knowing the places, okay, say wind is coming from Meghalaya, okay, towards Mizoram. The wind is a northwester wind. Okay, the locations north of Tropic of Cancer have X type of climate. When I talk in terms of location, agar aapka maps theek nahi hai, then this NCERT reading becomes very difficult. Most of you start the NCERT reading and you don't keep atlas with you, and even if you keep atlas, it is so tedious looking for the places, you lose the momentum of your NCERT reading. This is a fundamental problem why most of you don't get a hang of geography as a subject. Aapka maps strong nahi hota hai. Okay, that's one problem. The second problem is, topics are all linked. To understand rivers, I must know the climate, I must know topography, I must know the states and places also. Say Ghagra is part of Uttarakhand Himalayas, but then you must know what Ghagra is. And Ghagra is fed by what glaciers, what winds, what rainfall. The Ghagra is passing through what part of UP. So अगर आपको relationships नहीं पता, climate, physiography, locations, then again you have a problem. So ultimately what happens for most of you is geography becomes a mechanical memorization. वो कभी पकड़ ही नहीं आता. Okay, it's always about memorizing, and you get bored by it. It's also scary after some time. But these 2-3 subjects, like geography हुआ, polity है, even history to some extent, they are the fundamental core areas of GS. Environment builds on understanding geography. Without knowing glaciers, locations, wetlands, coasts, coral reefs, how can you appreciate environment? Without knowing the issues of governance, laws, you can't appreciate what reforms we need. So ये 3 subject को ना आपको बहुत strong करना पड़ेगा. Geography, history and polity. From geography, you grow into environment, disaster management. From history, you grow into both polity partly and also social issues. And polity itself is, of course, reforms, governance. अगर आपका ये 3 and ethics, ये तीनों काम आ जाएगा आपको ethics में. So in the preparation process that you have, because you do not know the maps, relationships, geography becomes only rote memorization, and you cannot do that beyond a point. Okay? So today's approach will be, I will help you and understand this problem. I tell you, this is a very natural problem that you have. It's just that I do not have as much time because of engagement. Otherwise, I'm used to teaching NCERT with the maps. So we'll start off, all these years I didn't do it. I'll revive it again, all of you. That's why I'm saying when I'm discussing some topic, keep some pages handy with you. And I'll tell you how to make notes out of NCERTs here. Okay? My objective today is not finishing NCERT because मैं कर नहीं पाऊंगा. But at least I'll do 2-3 chapters with you. And then if time permits or okay with it, I can have one more session maybe sometime next week. At least before your prelims, I want to ensure that these topics of geography are in control. And geography may be the fundamental first control must be on physical geography. Without physical geography, there is no agriculture, there is no infrastructure, there is no population, there is no cities, no roads, nothing. So physical geography, both world physical and India physical becomes a primary first topic to consolidate. Okay? Let's set the contours of what we'll do today. Okay. Now, I will not open the textbook on the screen. I'll keep the screen blank because this is not a reading where you listen. This reading is, you must mark in your textbook also. Because if I open the screen, फिर क्या होगा ना, आप screen देखते रह जाओगे. What I'm doing otherwise in the article reading में क्या करते हैं हम? I'm showing the screen to you because उसमें सुनना है, समझना है. यहाँ पर you must remember and also revise in your later revision sessions. ठीक है? So I'm not showing the textbook on the screen. You open the textbook, the page numbers are same, and I'll keep guiding you. अब बताते रहेंगे कैसे ढूंढना है, कैसे मार्क करना है. Okay, I'll do that. Oh, don't worry. I'm good at this. Okay, book reading sessions is what I have been doing for a long time. It just last couple of years I have not done it. Okay, so you all will manage, don't worry. Chalo, let's get started now. So, open up your page number 2. Okay, just for sake of Clarity. I am starting off with Unit 1, which says Introduction. Okay? The first chapter, which is chapter number 1, India locations. और इसी में बताते रहेंगे what all PYQs have been asked and what they can ask you also in the future. यहीं पर आप मार्क करते रहोगे. All of you ready? Good to go? Okay, we start off now. So the screen is blank. Now you follow me. Now, page number 2, first column. Okay, look at the third paragraph. And underline this, please. Our southern boundary extends up to 6 degree 41 minutes north latitude in Bay of Bengal. Okay, and do you know which is the southernmost island of India? Okay, southernmost island of Andaman Nicobar is Great Nicobar. कार निकोबार और ऊपर है. The southernmost island, वहीं साइड में लिखो आप. Southernmost island of Andaman Nicobar Islands is Great Nicobar, and Great Nicobar is biosphere reserve also. We are planning for one transshipment terminal there. Okay, तैयार करो, keep writing as I am speaking. वहीं साइड में, अलग से पेपर में नहीं, उसी साइड में. Put an arrow mark, pull a line, write down. Okay, Great Nicobar, biosphere reserve, and transshipment terminal. Okay, if you know about Galathea Bay, Campbell Bay, okay, some points there. Yeah, okay, fine. So, and which is the southernmost island of India? It is Minicoy. Okay, it's not a part of Andaman. The southernmost island is Minicoy. So, ये जो degree दिया हुआ है, okay, this is of the Great Nicobar Island. Okay, this point is done. Look at next paragraph. Latitudinal and longitudinal extent of India, they are roughly about 30 degrees, whereas the actual distance measured from north to south is 3214 kilometers, and from east to west is only 2933 kilometers. Underline the entire sentence. North-south it is 3214, and east-west it is 2933. तो आपको क्या करना है पता है? ऐसे do this, ये north-south, okay, 3914, east-west is 2933. Okay, side में बनाओ diagram and put the two values quickly. All done? Okay. Why the difference? I hope you know this. Because, okay, latitudes are parallels. The distance between latitudes don't change, but longitudes, they start tapering towards the poles. So difference क्यों है? हालांकि north-south is also 30 degree latitudes, and east-west is also 30 degrees longitude, but why is the length different? Because longitudes start tapering. Okay, longitudes taper. Okay, so if this is the earth here, okay, these are the parallel latitudes. Longitudes are like this. So if this is 30-degree difference, as you move towards poles, the distance becomes less. That's why. And this has been asked as a PYQ also in the earlier years, not recently, earlier years. Okay, so why do we have the difference? Because longitude, तो वहीं लिखो साथ में, side में, longitudes taper towards the poles. Okay, next column, first paragraph. This difference is based on the fact that the distance between two longitude decreases towards the poles. देख लिया आप लोगों ने? Side में put a Q question mark डालो. Write down Q like this. Means this is a possible question. Put a short Q there. Okay. Next paragraph. From the values of latitude, it is understood that the southern part of the country lies within the tropics. The northern part lies in subtropical zone or warm temperate zone. This location is responsible for large variations in landforms, climate, soil types, vegetation of the country. A very nice paragraph for intro and conclusions on climatic variations of India. Why does India has diversity of climate? Why does India has diversity of vegetation? This is a very nice paragraph. Side mein likho I/C. It can be introduction or conclusions to lot of answers in geography. Northern half is in warm temperate zone. The southern half is tropical. India has tremendous diversity in its landforms, climate, soil types and vegetation. Why landforms? जब ठंडा होगा, the landforms are under the processes of glaciers. अगर warm होगा and wet होगा, okay, the landforms are under the processes of rivers and rainfall based agents of denudation. That's why. So if climate variations are there, landforms also will start varying. Okay. The next paragraph, look at the fifth line. Okay. The variation of 30 degrees, east-west variation hai. The variation of 30 degrees causes a time difference of nearly 2 hours between the easternmost and westernmost part of the country. ये जो इंडिया का east-west difference है, the difference is approximately 30 degrees. I hope you know this. For every 15 degrees, the time difference will be 1 hour approximately, 1 hour. India ka east-west approximately 30 degrees hai. Means from the westernmost point to the easternmost point. The difference of time can be how much? 2 hours. Underline that. Okay. And somewhere, likh lo side mein, that 1 hour for every 15 degree longitude. 1 hour for every 15 degree longitude. लिखा आपने? That's why every 15 minutes is worth how much? 7 degree 30 minutes. Right? जो आपका नीचे बॉक्स में लिखा हुआ है. नीचे बॉक्स देखो. The understanding among the countries of the world that to select standard meridian in multiples of 7 degree 30 minutes. Because 7 degree 30 minutes का मतलब क्या होता है? 30 minutes का variation in terms of time. 15 degrees. 15 degrees is equal to 1 hour difference. इसका आधा, okay, 7 degree and 30 minutes will be equal to 30 minutes का difference. You multiply, you find 82.5 degrees is approximately, okay, the multiple of, not approximately, exactly, the multiple of 7 degree 30 minutes. And for a fact is given, last line likha hai, US has 7 time zones and Russia has 11 time zones. Huh? France has 12. Fine. Jitne, the longer the country is east-west, you'll have more time zones. A country elongated north-south hai, you'll not require too much of, okay, time zones. Voice problem? Okay, I will keep the mic aside. Is it okay now? Online students, is the voice fine now? Is the voice fine now? Yes? Online, YouTube में भी हैं आप लोग, some of you. I hope the voice is fine. Okay, now it's okay. I have taken the corrective measure. Okay, fine. Let's start off. So back to your passage reading. Okay, so the time difference is 2 hours. This page mein jo important time done. Next page. First column, first paragraph. Westernmost point, हम पोरबंदर ले लेते हैं और द्वारका का टिप जो है. Okay. Yeah, Kutch is the region. We take this, either this point or this point. यहाँ पर है द्वारका. ठीक? Sir Creek is here. Okay, let's move on. Next page, page number 5, first paragraph. India with its area of how much? 3.28 million square kilometers. And that represents 2.4% of the world's land surface area. It's a fact that if you know is nice. Again, I see, as in some introduction conclusions, try using these facts. Next paragraph. The size of India has endowed her with great physical diversity. जितना बड़ा कंट्री होगा उतना वेरिएशंस होगा, क्लाइमेट, लैंडफॉर्म, वेजिटेशन. The size of India has endowed India with a great physical diversity. First line, first column, second paragraph. Okay. Now move down the paragraph. Look at somewhere in between. Okay. Can you see Himalayas together with other ranges? Yeah, approximately maybe 15th, 17th line approximately. The Himalayas together with other ranges have acted as a formidable physical barrier in the past. Okay. Except for a few mountain passes such as Khyber Pass, Bolan Pass, Shipkila, Nathula, Bomdila, etc. It was difficult to cross it. Mark up all the important passes. Now, the moment NCERT mentions a pass, you must know where they are. Okay? So, I'm giving you a quick reference for you. Okay? So, what, and not all of them, just mentioning what I'm reading. And now you need to either draw side upar mein. You have got page on the left hand side, right? When draw kar lo, no issues. Draw it there itself if you can. As far as possible, we will avoid using a separate page. Okay. But where you don't have space, फिर आप use करो, अगला page use करोगे आप. So what are the passes we have talked about? Okay. It talks about Shipkila. Shipkila is somewhere here. Somewhere here. And Shipkila is where a river Satluj enters. This is Shipkila Pass. Uttarakhand Tibet border में. Okay. Actually Himachal Pradesh होगा यहाँ पर. Fine. You just remember this as Shipkila, somewhere here. It's not Uttarakhand, it will be Himachal, Shipkila Pass. Entrance of river Satluj, Shipkila Pass. और ये क्या बोला? नथुला. नथुला Pass is in Sikkim. सिक्किम के इस कॉर्नर में है, यहां पर है. This is नथुला. नथुला भी यहीं पर है और यहीं पर जेलेपला भी है. नथुला, Nathula, नथुला and जेलेपला. Okay, they are. This is a tri-junction. ये भूटान है. It is with China. Okay, Bhutan. This tri-junction is the Doklam. If you know this Doklam standoff, ये Doklam है. इसी के पास में you have this. Okay, as Nathula भी यहीं पर है and also जेलेपला. यहीं पर there is a place called as Chumbi Valley. It has been very important for India-China trade relationships. CHUMBI. इसी में लिखो. Nathula, Jelepla within bracket, Chumbi Valley for trade relationship of India and Tibet. Okay, Chumbi Valley यहीं पर है. और कौन सा पास बताया इसने? Bomdila. Bomdila is in Arunachal Pradesh. So somewhere here. यहाँ पर है Bomdila. And इसके ऊपर में near the border we have Bumla. Don't confuse Bumla with Bomdila. Bumla is border, just corner of Bhutan के साथ में है. Okay. And Bomdila नीचे है. This is Bomdila. Apart from this, you might know 2-3 more passes. यहाँ पर this tip here, यहाँ पर है Difu Pass. DIPHU. DIPH. Difu Pass. Okay. Then at this point here, somewhere इस point में यहाँ पर, this is a very important pass called as Zojila Pass. ZOJI. Zojila Pass. Zojila Pass is a very important connectivity between Srinagar and Leh. If Srinagar से आप जाएंगे towards Kargil or Dras, so from Zojila you go towards Leh. Zojila is near Amarnath. Zojila, okay. Zojila Pass is near Amarnath. All done here? Acha. Uske baad, they have mentioned 3 more passes. Now, 3 more passes now, they are in Pakistan. They are India, Pakistan. ऐसे approximately Pakistan का map ऐसे होगा. Okay. So, this is Khyber Pass. Okay. This is Khyber Pass. इसके नीचे, somewhere here, you have a pass called as Gomal Pass. और नीचे आओगे, ओके, थोड़ा सा अंदर की तरफ में है, दिस इज द बोलान पास. So Khyber Pass, Gomal Pass, Bolan Pass, again inside Balochistan, इसी के पास में है the place called as Quetta. Okay, Quetta के पास में you have this Bolan Pass, Bolan. Quetta is the capital of Balochistan. Okay, so Khyber Pass, Gomal Pass, Bolan Pass near Quetta. ठीक है? Have you got all the names now? Khyber Pass, Bolan Pass, Shipkila, Nathula, Bomdila, etc. And I need more passes. I'll keep drawing on this eventually. Okay, let's move on. Now, it has contributed to towards evolving of a unique regional identity of Indian subcontinent. Put a question mark here. This is a possible question. How does Himalayas contribute to developing of India's identity in the subcontinent? Himalayas are a formidable physical barrier. ये आपका मेंस क्वेश्चन बन सकता है आराम से. ठीक है? Because Himalayas separate, plus there are gaps through which people can come in, migrations होते हैं, and that's how the peopling of India was shaped. Okay, Himalayas impact climate that gives India its distinct monsoon climate again. तो सोचेंगे बाद में कैसे, but just know this can be a question. How does Himalayas contribute to India's unique regional identity in the subcontinent? Next paragraph. By referring to physical map of India, you can now describe the physical variations which you would come across while traveling from Kashmir to Kanyakumari and from Jaisalmer to Imphal in Manipur. Now, ये बड़ा popular question है interview में. Lot of students have been asked this. Okay, that you have geography optional. अब बताओ, north से south जा रहे, south north जा रहे. Tell me what type of forest will you see? What type of people you will see? What type of cultures you will see? आपका hobby है traveling. You're traveling from A to B. Tell us how the climate is changing. This is a question to think on. So side में put a Q. It's a question mark. Okay, as in this can be a question to think on. Next, the last line. This has provided the country with a coastline of 6100 kilometers and the mainland and 7517 kilometers of the entire geographical coast. If you include islands, the coastline is 7515 or it is 6100. Continue karo next last line mein. Thus, India as a country is a physical diverse land providing occurrence of various resources. Like important sentences for introduction and conclusion. Next paragraph. India is located in the south central part of continent of Asia. Where is India? It is in the south central part of the continent of Asia. And maritime location of India has provided links to its neighboring countries to seas and the routes. Okay, so just one sentence here. This chapter is done. Okay, quickly look at हर chapter के बाद में NCERT में have a look at the questions asked पीछे. At least mentally, can you answer or not? ठीक है? So here it is. Right answer, question number 1. Which the following is the latitudinal extent in relevant to extent of India's area? Okay. So India's latitude कितना है approximately? Which choice? Okay. It is D. 66 degrees, 45 degrees north and 37 degrees, 6 degrees north. North, south. Okay. With the following countries, India shares the longest land frontier with Bangladesh. Anybody, how much? About 4,000, correct. With Bangladesh, it's about 4,000 kilometers. With China, it's approximately 3,500 kilometers. And Pakistan, about 3,300 kilometers. Which country has the smallest border with India? How much? Afghanistan smallest है, approximately 107 kilometers. वहीं add करो. Afghanistan smallest, about 107 kilometers. Okay. Next one. Which of the countries is larger in area than India? Remember the mnemonic. RCCUBAI. is something I remember since my school. RCC UBAI. Russia, Canada, China, US, Brazil, Australia, India. RCC UBAI. Okay, India is the 7th largest country of the world in terms of area. Okay? Fine, you know. Which is standard meridian of India? You can answer this, no problem. 82.5. Does India need to have more than one standard time? If yes, why do you think so? This is the main question. Those who have done geography, GS with me, you know the answer. I've discussed good almost one class. Okay. Baki, think on this. What are the fact is, east and west, there are 2 hours of difference. So we need something called as daylight saving methods maybe. Okay, some way of efficiency in time use maybe. So what are the possibilities? There was a time when India had 3 time zones. Like Madras time tha. Okay, we had one Bengal time or Chai Bagan time or a Northeast wala tha and so on. So this is a question to think on. Okay, solution kya hai? So you do it on your own, but know that is a possible question. Mains mein. What are the implications of India having a long coastline? Okay. So again, think on this: implications security, implications biodiversity, implication port and trade communication, implication the coastal vulnerability. Okay, in terms of cyclones. Okay, yeah, resources, yes. Okay, so what is the implication of India having a long coastline? How is, yes, energy. I mean, mentally, ये सब answer हो जाना चाहिए. What is the latitudinal spread of India advantageous to her? The long latitude India ka hai, is it advantage of India or not? Answer is yes, because of diversity. Climate diversity, vegetation diversity, biodiversity, soil diversity. Okay. North-south ke wajah se, we also have cultural diversities. So any diversity is an advantage. But then we need to manage it well also. Good governance, otherwise north-south divide ho jata hai. We need good laws, we need to have local governance and so on. Okay? So think on the answer here. Well, while sun rises earlier in the east, Nagaland sets earlier. How do you watch? Fine. This is no issues. All done here? First chapter done? The second, this is the more important chapter. Okay? The structure and physiography of India. Chapter number 2. Page number 8. Page 8. हाँ तो जब क्वेश्चन डिस्कस कर रहे हैं तो वहीं लिख लो पॉइंट्स. Okay. Answer writing starts from here itself. Okay. The first column, first paragraph, look at the 5th line. Okay. Current estimates show that Earth is approximately 460 million years old. एक fact जानना चाहिए आपको. Or 4.6 billion years old. This is the age of the Earth. Okay. आप दोनों में who is underlining the book? Underline? ठीक है. Okay, fine. But make sure all of you underline this. Okay. Next, look at somewhere. बीच में देखो. After the bracket. Do you know that Indian plate was south of the equator millions of years ago? Yes. So India was south of equator till as early as or till as late as around 70 million years tak. Uske baad starts northward journey. So India's northward journey started from around 70 million years ago. India's northward journey started from around 70 million years ago. Okay. Next one. Over millions of years, the plate broke up into many parts and the Australia plate moved southeast direction and Indian plate towards the north. Underline this also. Okay. Next paragraph. It is primarily through these interplay of endogenic and exogenic forces that the lateral movements of plates, the present geological structure and geomorphic processes active in the subcontinent came into existence. It is because of these endogenic, exogenic, whatever landscape we have and the diversity that we have. Next column, the peninsular block. Okay, you can divide India into 3 macro tectonic blocks or macro tectonic zones. The peninsular block, the Himalayas, okay, and other mountains of peninsula, the Indo-Ganga Brahmaputra plains. I'm starting with the peninsular block. The northern boundary of the peninsular block may be taken as an irregular line running from the Kutch along the western flank of the Aravallis near Delhi and then roughly parallel to Yamuna and Ganga as far as Rajmahal Hills and Ganga Delta. Padh to liya? Visually, you must be able to imagine this. Where is India's peninsular boundary? If you try by hearting this, you are in trouble. फिर आपको कुछ याद नहीं रहेगा and you will only get frustrated here. This says the block of peninsula hai approximately from Kutch. It goes like this along the western flank of Aravallis. Okay, yahan par this is a river Ganga like this comes and drains. This is a river Yamuna like this, and the boundary moves approximately parallel to Ganga and Yamuna like this, and then it comes towards the deltaic region here. Okay? So this is the boundary of the peninsula of India. From near Kutch along Aravallis, it goes north here, almost parallel to the Yamuna and Ganga here, and then goes towards the deltaic region. Okay? That's what it says. Okay. So irregular line from Kutch, western flank of Aravallis near Delhi, then roughly parallel to Ganga and Yamuna, and as far as Rajmahal Hills. Yahan par you have Chota Nagpur Plateau. This side is called as the Rajmahal Hills. Rajmahal Hills, and then it towards Ganga Delta. This is the Ganga Delta region here. It comes like this. Okay. Then it says that apart from this, Karbi Anglong and Meghalaya Plateau is also part of. Okay. So this is Meghalaya Plateau. Yahan par Meghalaya Plateau hai. Anybody knows where is Karbi Anglong region? Map में पता होना चाहिए. This area is called as the Karbi Anglong region. ये part of Assam ही है. Karbi Anglong region has a border with Nagaland. Okay, so your boundary of peninsula, okay, is this Rajmahal Hills, the Delta region. It also includes this and also Karbi Anglong region. ये बहुत जगह mention करेगा. ये सारा this is Karbi Anglong district भी है. कामली आंगलोंग है, नीचे आकर I think Dima Hasao district है. There's the West Karbi Anglong region also here. Okay, so this is the Meghalaya Plateau. This is the Karbi Anglong Hills हैं. There are mountains here called as Mikir Hills. यहाँ पर है Mikir Hills. You have Rengma Hills, and you also have Bareil Hills. ये तीनों hills are part of the Peninsular Plateau. Mikir Hills, Rengma Hills, and Bareil Hills. Bareil is where the plateau and the eastern Himalayas, they kind of merge. यहाँ पर you have got the Naga Hills here. So Bareil Hills is like a connection. They connect the plateau with the Purvanchal Hills of India. वो सब बाद में. Okay. अभी लोकेशन जान लो. ठीक है, all of you? Yeah, Karbi Anglong is a tribal area. Anglong tribes हैं, and Karbi means hills. Okay, so the hill region of Karbi tribes. And yes, they have been talking about some kind of autonomy. State तो नहीं बोलेंगे, autonomy is what they seek. Fine, Karbi Anglong region. Fine. Back to your notes. Karbi Anglong, Meghalaya Plateau Northeast, and Rajasthan in the west. Rajasthan में ये जो part है, these parts are part of the plateau. Is the Udaipur region. ये part of plateau ही है. Udaipur is part of Aravallis. ये पूरा Aravallis is plateau. So Rajasthan पूरा का पूरा is not a part of northern plains. Okay. So the Udaipur highlands, southern part, along with Aravallis, this whole thing is part of the Peninsular Plateau. ठीक है, all of you? Keep drawing, keep sketching. wherever possible in the book itself sketch करो. Okay. अगर जगह नहीं देखा जाए, अभी जगह है आपके पास, your lot of आगे पीछे, you can try the margins wherever you can. Let's move on. Okay. There's a northeastern parts are separated by the Malda fault in West Bengal. तो ये जो gap है, okay, this is the plateau और ये plateau है. ये जो gap है, okay, this gap here, this gap is called as the Malda gap. It's called as the Malda gap. Malda gap separates the plateau of the peninsula from the Meghalaya and Karbi Anglong region. Malda gap भी बोलते हैं इसको, हम also called as Rajmahal Garo gap also. It's called as Malda gap and also Rajmahal Garo gap. Anybody knows ये कब बना था? When was Malda gap formed? Time. Geography optional, guys. Some of you have done this. You are late by about 60 million years. It happened during the mid and late Pleistocene times. Approximately 1.52 million years के type का हुआ है. Malda gap was formed around the mid and late Pleistocene times. Pleistocene times. And ये NCERT में है. Aryan times, Debarga, okay, fine, not wrong, but we can be more specific here. All done, all of you? The Malda gap. A Malda gap से क्या pass करता है? Ganga river passes and Brahmaputra passes. It separates the Meghalaya plateau from the parts of Meghalaya for Peninsular Plateau. Okay, we move on. The continuation में, next paragraph, the peninsula is formed essentially by a great complex of very ancient gneiss and granites. So the peninsula is a very old block of gneiss rocks. Gneissic rocks are what? They're metamorphosed forms of granite. They're formed of gneiss and granites and constitute a major part of it. इसके बाद का बहुत important है. Since the Cambrian times, the peninsula has been standing like a rigid block, with the exception of some of its western coast, which is submerged beneath the sea, and the other parts changed due to tectonic activities without affecting the original basement. तो मतलब ये है, from Cambrian times, the plateau has not gone major changes. Okay, since Cambrian का मतलब है, I'm talking about approximately 550 million years. For the last 550 million years, the plateau has been very, very stable. No major event, but yes, there are some local events happening, okay, which it has mentioned. So plateau is a major stable and rigid block with some exceptions of some tectonic activities. Okay, look at the next 3 lines के बाद में. The rift valleys of Narmada, the Tapi and Mahanadi and Satpura block are some examples. These are examples of some, okay, plateau में tectonic events. The formation of the Narmada Rift Valley, the formation of Tapi Rift Valley, Mahanadi Rift Valley, and the formation of Satpura Block Mountains. These are some examples of the tectonic, okay, upheavals. The peninsula mostly consists of relicts and residual mountains like 4-5 names: Aravalis, Nalamalla Hills, Javadi Hills, Velikonda Hills, and the Palakonda and Mahendragiri Hills. Jagah mention karte hi, you must know where they are. Okay, so we are talking about the eastern Ghats of India. Okay, so in parts of Odisha we have Mahendragiri Hills. In parts of Andhra we have Palakonda Hills, okay, Velikonda Hills, we have Nalamali Hills. This is Mahendragiri Hills. These hills, they are Nalamali Hills, and they are also Palikonda Hills, and also they are Velikonda Hills. You need not know exactly not sir kaun sa hai, but idea hona chahiye where they are. And in parts of Tamil Nadu, okay, there are some hills here. These are called as, okay, Chevroy Hills and Javadi Hills. All these hills are remnants of India's Eastern Ghats. They're all remnants of India's Eastern Ghats. Mahendragiri, Nallamala Hills, Palikonda Hills, Velikonda Hills, Chevroy and Javadi Hills. The remnants of India's Eastern Ghats. And anybody knows when was Eastern Ghats formed? Eastern Ghats are India's oldest fold mountain. They're older than Aravallis also. They are the oldest fold mountains of India. Almost 2.5 billion years. Almost 2.5 billion years old. ठीक है? Okay, move on. Page number 9, look at the next section. The Himalayas and other peninsular mountains. Baki not important. Okay. The Himalayas, along with other peninsular mountains, are young, weak, and flexible in their geological structure, unlike rigid and stable block of peninsula. ये तीनों important words हैं. Himalayas are young, Himalayas are weak, and Himalayas are also flexible. They can easily be deformed. Why? Because they're made up of soft sedimentary rocks. They are soft sedimentary rocks. Okay. They are still subjected to interplay of exogenic and endogenic forces, resulting in development of faults, folds, and thrust planes. Okay, so they are being shaped by the forces, exogenic and also endogenic. Okay. Then look at the next paragraph, next section. The Indo-Ganga-Brahmaputra plains. Okay, look at the last line. It was originally a geosyncline depression, and it attained its maximum development in the third phase of Himalayan mountain formation, approximately around 64 million years ago. When was the depression formed? Is not same as when was the plains formed. पहले क्या होगा? पहले गड्ढा बनेगा, उसके बाद sedimentation होगा. When the depression was formed, it is called as the geosyncline depression. The depression was formed around 64 million years when Indian plate collided with the Eurasian plate. Okay. And when was the deposition happening? This happened in the Pleistocene times. The deposition that formed the plains happened in the Pleistocene around 1.52 million years ago. But the depression was formed 64 million years ago. Then it says, it has since been gradually filled by sediments. The depth of the deposits range from 1,000 to 2,000 meters. The depth of the plains approximately 1 to 2 kilometers ka depth of sediments. The next paragraph, look at the last line, last sentence. The relief and physiography of India has been influenced by geological and geomorphological processes active in the Indian subcontinent. This is a possible question. Discuss how the relief and physiography of India is influenced by geological and geomorphological processes active in Indian subcontinent. Put a question mark, put a Q. As a possible question, they can ask you for the mains. Okay. Next section, first line. Physiography of an area is the outcome of structure, process, and stage of development. This is a possible question. It's a very powerful sentence in geography. That any physiography, any landscape, any landform is the outcome of structure, process, and stage of development. The land of India is characterized by great diversity in the physical features. Again, I'll लिखो क्यों लिख दो? It's a possible mains question you must practice. The north has vast expanse of rugged topography with series of mountain ranges. The south consists of stable tableland and dissected plateau and denuded rocks. This is a very nice intro conclusion type of paragraph. While talking about diversity of Indian landscape, the north is rugged, the north has high mountains, southern area has stable, denuded, and dissected plateaus of the south. Broadly, there are 6 divisions: the northern and northeastern mountains, the northern plain, the peninsular plateau, Indian deserts, and so on. Okay, ये 6 names आपको पता होना चाहिए. Next paragraph, look at the third line. Himalayas consist of series of parallel mountain ranges. Underline this one. Himalayas have series of parallel mountain ranges. Next page. Next page, fourth line. Himalayas and Darjiling and Sikkim regions lie in the east-west direction. Okay, or maybe start from first line. The general orientation of the ranges is from northwest to the southeast direction in the northwestern part of India. So what it's saying? It's saying if you look at India, say this is Kashmir, Ladakh, okay, that's UP, Sikkim, and that's Arunachal Pradesh. If you look at Himalayas, in this part, the Himalayas are from northwest. Himalayas are from northwest towards southeast. अगर यहाँ देखोगे, Himalayas are almost east-west. यहाँ देखोगे, from southeast towards, sorry, southwest towards northeast. फिर यहाँ देखो, almost north-south. ठीक है? Go back and read again what it says. The general orientation of these ranges is northwest to southeast in the northwestern part of India. Himalayas in Darjiling and Sikkim are east-west direction. In Arunachal Pradesh, they are from southwest towards northwest direction. In Nagaland and Manipur, they are north-south direction. Okay? All fine here? You just have to visualize this. In the northwestern part of Himalayas, from northwest towards southeast. Sikkim and Darjeeling, almost east-west. Arunachal Pradesh, from southwest towards northeast. And the eastern part is almost north-south. This is the approximate orientation of the Himalayan mountain system. The next line, the approximate length of Himalayan range known as central axis is 2500. So, ये जो axis है, okay, from here till this much, ये axis जो है, it's approximate 2500 kilometers along the main axis of Himalayas. Okay, somewhere here we have this mountain called as Nanga Parbat, and here we have a mountain called as Namcha Barwa. Okay, all good? Okay, so come back here. The central axis is this much, and the width varies from 160 to 200 kilometers north-south. If you look at width of Himalayas, in the western side, this width is more. This is approximately 400 kilometers ka width hai, north-south. You come here, this is lesser, about 100 or 150 kilometers north-south yahan par. This is thinner. As you go towards this, it becomes much more broader. Okay? So this is 400 in the western side, narrow on the eastern side. Why geography optional and GS class? Abhi jo ratta maro. Sab padhayenge, but if enter everything, then we are stuck. Okay. This is the difference of, and this can be a question by the way, the difference of eastern Himalayas from the western Himalayas. The west Himalayas are broader, east Himalayas are more narrower. Next, last line of the same paragraph, Himalayas stand almost like strong, long wall between in subcontinent and Central and East Asian countries. Ki baar baar bata raha hai, India, Himalayas are barriers, Himalayas are climate divides, Himalayas have determined the composition of India. Okay. Next paragraph, next first line, Himalayas are not only physical barriers, they're also climatic, drainage and cultural divides. Ye question mark dal do. It's a possible question for your mains. How are Himalayas physical barriers, also climatic, drainage and cultural divide? And can you identify impact? Fine. Okay, same column, last paragraph. Okay, this says you can divide Himalayas into Kashmir, Northwest Himalayas, Himachal, Uttarakhand Himalayas, Darjiling, Sikkim Himalayas, Arunachal Himalayas, and Eastern Himalayas, hills and mountains. You can divide Himalayas into, okay, this is the Western Himalayas, ye wala part. Then we have this Himalayas, then we have these Himalayas, then we have this Himalayas, and then we have this. Okay, दोबारा देखो, Kashmir and Northwest, Himachal and Uttaranchal, Darjiling and Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh and the mountains of eastern hills and mountains. इसी को बोलते हैं Purvanchal hills. This one is called as the Purvanchal hills. They are extensions of Himalayas. Okay. The northwest, Uttarakhand and Himachal, Darjiling and Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh and the hills of east and northeast, which is Purvanchal hills. Now one by one, we'll take a one by one. It says, this comprises Kashmir and Northwest Himalaya. It comprises series of ranges such as Karakoram, Ladakh, Zanskar, Pir Panjal. And the northeast part of Kashmir Himalayas is a cold desert, which lies between Great Himalayas and the Karakoram ranges. Okay. So again, the problem is you must have the map in mind. Map nahi hoga, you will have a problem. So I'm drawing the West Himalayas. Kaisa dikhta hai? The hills. Okay. So we have Karakoram ranges. Then we have Ladakh ranges. Then we have Zanskar ranges. Then we have Great Himalayas like this. Ye Great Himalayas. Then we have Pir Panjal range. And we have Dhauladhar range. Dhauladhar range, or somewhere here is Nag Tibba range. I'm repeating. This is Karakoram. This is Ladakh. और लद्दाख ही तिब्बत में चला जाता है एज कैलाश पर्वत. Ladakh range extends in Tibet as Kailash Parbat. This range here is Zanskar range. Zanskar bolo, Zanskar bolo, whatever. Zanskar range. This one is the big one, most of which is in Nepal, is called as the Great Himalayas. This is the Middle Himalayas in part of Kashmir. It's called as Pir Panjal. This is Himachal Pradesh mein called as Dhauladhar range, and Uttaranchal mein this is called as Nag Tibba. Nanda Devi peak hai, not a mountain range. Yes, correct. If you draw this rivers, okay, यहाँ से ऐसे river आती है called Shyok river. यहाँ से अंदर से this is the main Indus river. It comes and joins, then it turns here. Okay, यहाँ से एक river आएगी called as Zanskar river. Okay, we have got Nubra river. Yes, you must draw this together, otherwise याद नहीं रहेगा. How can you by heart north क्या है, south क्या है? It must be pictorial in your memory. Okay, so I'll do all of this, don't worry. So itna bana liya to you can. This northern one is called as the Shyok river, and this is the main Indus. Main Indus. This Shyok river hai. This small river is called as the Nubra river. Nubra river, the Shyok river. It moves like this. This is the main Indus river, and it comes into Pakistan here. So Ladakh and Zanskar ke beech mein hai main Indus. Between Ladakh and Karakoram it is Shyok river, Shyok. A small river है Shyok का called as Nubra. Nubra glacier भी है, Nubra. Nubra glacier or the Nubra river. Nubra. All done? अब दोबारा पढ़ो. See if you understand the paragraph or not. It says, it has Karakoram, Ladakh, Zanskar, Pir Panjal. The northwestern part of Kashmir is a cold desert. Now see, ये इतना बड़ा mountain है. So whatever winds come from this side, whatever moisture they might carry, they can't cross and cause rainfall here. वैसे ही some winds coming from north, वो वैसे भी dry हैं, but time they come here, they become even more dry. So this part, okay, this part of, okay, Jammu Kashmir and Ladakh, ये जो पूरा part है, right up to part of Himachal Pradesh यहाँ पर, this is a cold desert, Ladakh desert. If you know about a place called Lahul and Spiti, जानते हो आप लोग? Lahul Spiti is just here. You see Himachal Pradesh, this is Lahul Spiti region. Lahul Spiti district है ये वाला. ये पूरा एक cold desert है. Use a mix of pencil, maybe black pen, blue pen, and keep sketching and drawing. So this part is the Lahul Spiti region. So एक जाना आपने, where is Karbi Anglong region? Okay. Now you know something called as Lahul Spiti region. Okay. More than that, it's called because of the rain shadow, not altitude. अगर altitude होता, तो every mountain would have been equally dry. So altitude dry तो है, I'm not saying no, but this becomes more dry because it is in the rain shadow zone of the Great Himalayas. All good, all of you? Okay. दोबारा देखो. Cold desert. Between the Great Himalayas and Pir Panjal lies the world famous valley of Kashmir. जो Kashmir valley है, वो ये वाला valley है. What color? What color? This red. Okay. This is the Kashmir valley in between. The Kashmir valley is between the Great Himalayas and Pir Panjal. It is a synclinal valley between two ridges. ऐसे mountain है, फिर ऐसे mountain है. ये बीच में है Kashmir valley. We call this as a synclinal valley. And which river is this one? This is Jhelum river. So Kashmir valley is Jhelum river. Kashmir valley is synclinal valley. And Kashmir valley is between Great Himalayas and Middle Himalayas, which is Pir Panjal range. All good? Okay, let's move on. Okay. And also the famous Dal Lake. Important glaciers of South Asia, such as Baltoro and Siachen, are also found in this region. Siachen glacier जो है ना, ये है Siachen glacier. Using a white color now. यहाँ पर है Siachen glacier, ये वाला. Just at the V shape here, यहाँ पर Siachen glacier and a small peak here called as, okay, sorry, pass called as Karakoram Pass. Okay, this is the Siachen glacier. Do you know about China's road connectivity with Pakistan? क्या बोलते हैं उसको? BRI. Yeah, yeah. BRI is a generic word. मैं बोलूंगा. You lost. Yes. It is. CPEC क्या है? Full form क्या है? China Pakistan Economic Corridor. This is the one. Okay. So ये elevation में है. You can stand here and see what's going on here. That's why it is a very important strategic location. I can see the CPEC from here, Siachen, or यहीं पर, okay, somewhere here. This is Kargil region. So all of this allows me to control this part here. This is the part of Kashmir occupied by Pakistan. This is the POK part. And this is the Aksai Chin. ठीक है? Okay. This is the CPEC corridor. यहाँ पर एक valley है called as, okay, Saksham Valley. It is just along this part here. It passes Saksham Valley. It passes through, okay, the POK. This area of is called as the Gilgit-Baltistan region, and it passes. So I was talking about the Siachen Glacier is here. Yes, China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. Correct. CPEC corridor. And ये कहाँ खत्म होता है? Anybody knows? Gwadar Port. Correct. It ends in the Gwadar Port. This is the axis of China or Tibet or Xinjiang towards the Indian Ocean. Gwadar Port. Without map, आप ये आंसर कर नहीं पाओगे, लॉट ऑफ मैकेनिकल मेमोराइजेशन होगा. Once you know where what is, you can play with the facts thereafter. Okay, come back. The Baltoro Glacier, Siachen, Baltoro Glacier through all eastwards hai. Baltoro Glacier, Hisper Glacial. Okay, so we have got a Biafo Glacier. Okay, so fine. By the way, this is on which mountain range? Karakoram, don't say Himalayas. Okay, Siachen and Baltoro are Karakoram glaciers. लिखो वहीं पे साइड में. Siachen and Baltoro, Siachen, Baltoro, Hisper, Biafo. Let me see if your atlas mentions all of that. No, it doesn't. So I could refer to another atlas which you will not have, but आपको दिखा देते हैं. If you can see this, दिख रहा है? Okay. This V shape here is Siachen Glacier. इसके और वेस्टवर्ड जाओ बाल्तोरो ग्लेशियर, और वेस्टवर्ड जाओ बियाफो ग्लेशियर, and more westward is called Hisper Glacier, Hispar. All of them are glaciers of Karakoram ranges. Some of you would know this. Okay, it's called as HKH water tower of the world. H Hindu Kush, okay, Karakoram Himalayas. Okay, ये बेल्ट को बोला जाता है. Okay, HKH water tower, source of major rivers of the world है ये. Hindu Kush mountains of Afghanistan, the Karakoram ranges and Himalayas. ये पूरा बेल्ट को बोलते हैं HKH water tower. Water tower, source of rivers, source of water, melting glaciers. So 4-5 names हो गया आपका. Okay, Siachen Glacier, Baltoro Glacier, Biafo Glacier, Hisper Glacier. All of them are glaciers of the Karakoram ranges. Let's move on. Okay, then it says the Kashmir Valley are also famous for the Kadevas. जितने भी नए terms आते हैं ना, you try to. अच्छा, I must show this to you then. How I am doing this? See, I am showing you my notes, how I have marked it. ये दिख रहा है? I have made a circle here. Central axis is here. I double line this here. In some places I do this. Important point है यहाँ पर. Okay. Baltoro and Siachen Glacier, the valley of Kashmir. Okay. Kashmir, the Kadeva deposits are here. Okay. Side में if required, I put a question mark Q here and put a mark here like this. So play around with your textbook. The textbook must become very dirty. Then I know आपने पढ़ाई किया है. एकदम साफ अच्छा सा है. That is for inheritance for the next generation. ठीक है? We want it all scribbled, jotting, writing. Okay. You have to mark, tick some points. Okay, I know this. I know this. I know this. Okay. This is a very important sentence. I can't forget this one. ठीक है? Okay, let's move on. So they're also famous for the Kadevas. Kadevas are what? Kadevas are one type of depositions. लिखो साइड में. They are lake depositions. They are lake depositions. They are lacustrine deposits. They are lake depositions. They are lacustrine. Lacustrine deposits. Okay. They'll have okay, lot of clay content. They'll have clay content, and they also are rich in potash. They also are rich in potash. और ये कड़ेवास जो है ना, they form small hills. Okay, हम deposit बोल रहे हैं, but don't imagine them as deposit on the plains नहीं है. They are small hills on either side of river Jhelum. Okay, and they are used for cultivation of saffron. Zafran is saffron, kesar. Cultivation of saffron. In fact, the Kashmiri saffron is considered to be the best quality because of the Kadeva deposits. Kadeva deposit was special and not found anywhere else. Like other country which competes with India for saffron is Iran. But Iran's quality is not as good as the quality of Kashmir because of Kadevas, only found in Kashmir Valley, along the Jhelum Valley. ठीक है? उसके बाद देखो, important passes like Zojila Pass, Banihal Pass. Zojila किस में है? Great Himalayas में है. Banihal किस में है? पीर पंजल में है. Potula Pass on Zaskar and Khardungla Pass on Ladakh range. Khardungla Pass on Ladakh range. Look at the map on page number 12. Next page देखो, ये दिख रहा है map? Page 12. Okay, so you have shown Zojila here. Zojila is where we have Amarnath, I said. Zojila यहाँ पर, ये लद्दाख दिख रहा है, नुब्रा वैली, इसी के पास में यहाँ पर near Leh, you can mark as okay, Khardungla Pass. ये गैप दिख रहा है ये वाला, इसी के नीचे मार्क कर लो. This is Khardungla Pass, is on Ladakh. Zaskar में somewhere here is Fotula Pass. Okay, Banihal Pass is on the Pir Panjal. यहाँ पर है Banihal Pass. ये जम्मू है. This point is जम्मू, ये वाला. ये जो small ऐसा कप नहीं बना ऐसे कप. This is जम्मू. Okay, जम्मू से ठीक ऊपर मार्क कर लो. Banihal Pass. Banihal Pass is on Pir Panjal. You cross Banihal, you enter into Kashmir Valley. Okay. Then from Srinagar, you're going towards Ladakh, you'll go through Zojila Pass. यहाँ पर Leh है, somewhere, Leh is somewhere here. Okay, and you have got, so Khardungla you can mark at Leh also, no problem. So Leh is here, ये Leh है, approximately. Okay, so mark, know this fact. Khardungla is on Leh. ठीक है, और नीचे आ जाओगे, you have got Fotula Pass. याद रहेगा आपको all these maps are following types? Which pass is where? Okay. And some of the important lakes, it says Dal Lake and Wular Lake. Dal Lake is Srinagar itself. Dal Lake Srinagar है. Wular Lake, तो Srinagar के north में mark करते हैं हम लोग. So you can almost say near Srinagar. Wular Lake. Wular Lake is a wetland under Ramsar Convention. Wular Lake has a navigation project called as Tulbul Barrage. Wular Lake is the wetland under Ramsar Convention. Wular Lake is also having a navigation project called as Tulbul Barrage. And Wular Lake is an oxbow lake of river Jhelum. Wular is an oxbow lake of river Jhelum. इसके अलावा there are salt water lakes also like Pangong So and So Morari. Okay, Pangong So is where we have the India and China standoff, and So Morari is further southward. So if you see this diagram here, again इसी में ही, okay, so you can see this one here, okay, this one here, this is your Pangong So, and So Morari is somewhere here, यहाँ पर. So लिखा लच्छा लिखा है. This is So Morari here. Okay, so mark these places, please. Pangong So is where we have the standoff of India and China. Abhi bataya hai, Galwan Valley says some disengagement has happened, whatever it is. ठीक है. And this is So Morari. Back to your, and both are salt lakes, important. How are the salt lakes? Anybody knows? Why are Pangong So and So Morari salt lakes? Because of high evaporation at high altitudes. they actually are glaciated lakes, but with evaporation they become more salty because of evaporation at high altitudes, because dry conditions hain. Okay, next. Okay, look at isi paragraph ka last 3 lines. Okay, there are pilgrimage places like Vaishno Devi, Amarnath Cave, Charare Sharif are also located here. अमरनाथ बताया कहां पर? अमरनाथ नियर जोजिला पास मार्क है. वेयर इज वैष्णो देवी? यू बेटर नो वैष्णो देवी. हाँ, अगर देवी जी गुस्सा हो गई 2-3 अटेम्प्ट निकल जाएगा आपका. All of you who are non-believers, it takes 1 attempt to start visiting Vaishno Devi and having colored bands on your wrist. एक झटके में सब. Okay, so this is approximately, you can say, Srinagar. ये Srinagar है. Okay, somewhere here, this is Amarnath Zojila, and this is Srinagar, this is Amarnath, this is Jammu. Jammu के north में थोड़ा सा is Vaishno Devi, and Charare Sharif at Srinagar. जम्मू के पास में वैष्णो देवी है. Okay, at Srinagar you have Charare Sharif, and Amarnath is near Zojila, a bit north east of Srinagar. Amarnath. All good? Okay, back to your notes. Back to your notes. The next paragraph. Srinagar is capital city. You understand this one? Look at the third line. The lake in Srinagar represents features. Jhelum is a valley of Kashmir in its youthful stage. Okay, and so on. Look at next page. The southernmost parts of the regions consist of longitudinal valleys called as duns. Jammu Dun and Pathankot Dun. So what is a dun? Dun is a dry longitudinal lake between two-fold mountain range of Himalayas. What are duns? Duns are dry longitudinal lakes. ये अब dry हो चुके हैं. Dry longitudinal lakes between the two ranges of Himalayas, any two range of Himalayas. So this is one range of Himalayas, another range of Himalayas, another range of Himalayas, another range of Himalayas. Between them, okay, there is the dry lake bed, a dry lake bed, a dry lake bed. We call these as dun valleys. As a rule, dun valleys will be fertile because they have got lake deposits. ये fertile होते हैं. Dehradun is fertile for cultivation. ठीक है? So there are many duns. Okay. So Dehradun is the most famous one. But then he says Jammu bhi dun hai. Jammu is also dun. Jammu is a river valley bhi hai of a river called as River Tavi. Tawi. River Tavi. Tavi is a tributary of River Chenab. Jammu is along River Tavi, and Jammu is also a dun valley. Pathankot. Pathankot कहां पर है? In your map, if you see Pathankot, ये वाला, ये Pathankot यहां पर. Pathankot is Punjab. Okay, Pathankot के बाद में Kashmir starts. There's a foothills है Pathankot, and it's a dun also. ठीक है? So Pathankot कौन सा? यहीं पर, इसी के पास में. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, thank you. Not this one, ये वाला, यहाँ पर. ये V दे के मैंने मार्क कर दिया. This one, this V here, this cut here, इसके पास है पठानकोट. यहाँ पर Pathankot is here, Jammu is here. If you drive to Kashmir, you must pass through Pathankot, Jammu, Banihal into Kashmir. Okay, let's move on. Next paragraph. Okay, the Himachal. So I have done the Northwest Himalayas. हो गया आपका. Northwest Himalayas and hills, Karakoram, Ladakh, Zanskar, Pir Panjal, all the passes that we have, the deserts of Ladakh we have, ये part हो गया. Now we are doing this part here, the hills of Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh. This part lies between river Ravi in the west and river Kali in the east. तो यहाँ पर river Ravi है. Okay, so this is a river what? ये कौन सा river है? This is river Satluj. And this is river Ravi. ये है river Ravi. ठीक है? River Ravi goes and joins Satluj. Or this is Nepal. This is Nepal border like this. Along Nepal border, okay, ऐसे निकलती है river like this. This is river Kali. The same Kali river is called as river Sarda. And Sarda becomes a tributary of river Ghagra. Okay, river Kali is the border of India and Nepal. Okay, river Kali, river Ravi. इसके बीच में जो mountains हैं, they are the Himachal and the Uttaranchal hills. All good? Okay, so we have Himachal Pradesh mein. This part has, I said, Dhauladhar range. ये Dhauladhar range इधर है. And this is Nag Tibba range. Anybody knows some hill stations of river of Dhauladhar range? Dharamshala. Dharamshala, Dalhousie. Okay, they are on Dhauladhar range. Dharamshala. Okay. And Dalhousie. No. Kullu is not a mountain range. Kullu is a river valley. Kullu is, okay, the Bias Valley. यही Bias Valley यहाँ पर कुल्लू कहलाता है. और यही Bias Valley, if you move westwards, it's also called as, okay, the Kangra Valley. What about Kangra Valley art? Kangra Valley is along the Dharamshala. ऊपर धर्मशाला है, नीचे river Bias pass करता है. Bias river is the Kangra Valley. Kangra Valley and Kullu Valley both are valleys of river Bias. Manali is Kullu से ऊपर है. That's why Kullu Manali together. Somewhere here we have Kullu, ऊपर Manali है. Kullu Manali somewhere here. Okay, Dhauladhar range हो गया. Uttaranchal में it is Nag Tibba range. So देखो नीचे आओ देखो. So this part lies between river Ravi in the west and Kali in the east, drained by two major river systems, Indus and Ganga. Okay. So Indus कौन सा हो गया? Satluj Indus हो गया. Ravi Indus हो गया. Ganga कौन सा हो गया? River Kali is Ganga. And okay, you also have proper Ganga. Remember Ganga from Gangotri. Okay, you have got Yamuna from Yamunotri, right? You got Alaknanda river, Pindari river, Bhagirathi river. ये पूरा Ganga system है. So this part has Indus drainage and Ganga drainage. But Ganga drainage up to river Kali tak. उसके बाद में some other river starts here. All good? Side में whatever you can write down. When it says Ganga river, so Ganga का कौन सा? Ganga flowing through the region includes Ganga and Ghagra. Ghagra is, okay, का tributary is Kali and Sarda. Kali and Sarda part of the Ghagra basin. Part of Ghagra basin. Okay? Okay, let's move on. The northernmost part of Himachal is the extension of Ladakh. Ye Ladakh tha yahan par? Okay. So this part of Ladakh is what? Lahul Spiti. So northernmost part of Himachal Pradesh is actually extensions of Ladakh region. Not Ladakh mountain nahi. Ladakh region ki baat ho rahi hai. Okay. Ladakh cold desert, which lies in the Spiti division of district of Lahul and Spiti. Without the map, is aap ratta hi maar rahe ho aur kya kar rahe ho? Okay, which is where? Okay. All the three ranges of Himalayas and the prominent in this section. Okay. Is area mein, you can see all the ranges of Himalayas. You can see Great Himalayas. Great Himalayas aise pass karte hain. This is Great Himalayas. You have got Middle Himalayas. And you also have parts of Shivaliks also here. Okay. So this area there are Great Himalayan Range, Lesser Himalaya is Dhauladhar in Himachal Pradesh, Nagtiba in Uttarakhand, and Shivalik Range also from north towards south. And this section, okay, fine. Look at the last 4 lines. Some of the important places are Dharamshala, Mussoorie, Shimla, Kausani, and cantonments such as Shimla, Mussoorie, Kasauli, Almora, Lansdowne, and Ranikhet. Okay, let me try some of the places here now. Okay, so ye Uttaranchal hai. This is approximately Uttaranchal here. This is approximately Himachal Pradesh here. This is approximately Punjab here. इसके साथ में कौन सा स्टेट है? हिमाचल प्रदेश, उत्तरांचल, पंजाब. ये क्या है? हरियाणा. Haryana has a border with Himachal Pradesh. Not many of us understand this. ये है, this is Haryana here, and somewhere here is Delhi. Okay, so I have an idea about कि states कौन से हैं. Okay, and in Uttaranchal, this part, eastern part is Nainital, Almora region. बीचों बीच कहीं पर यहाँ पर देहरादून and मसूरी है. Okay, ये जो bend है, इस bend के पास में somewhere here, this is Shimla. Okay, this is Shimla here. इसके साथ में is a place called as Kelang. इसी के पास में है कुल्लू मनाली region. Okay, so I'm marking this. ये जो 2 dots हैं. Okay, this is Nainital and Almora. Nainital, Almora. Okay, this one beachon beach on the western side. This is Dehradun and Mussoorie. Dehradun foothills hai. You climb for 1 hour, you hit Mussoorie. Okay, so Dehradun is the Dun Valley. Mussoorie hills mein hai. This is the Mussoorie hills here. Dehradun, Nainital. Nainital is almost same as Ranikhet also, same thing. Not very far away. Nainital and Ranikhet, एक ही जगह है, more or less. A bit more northwards is Almora. Almora is a pretty important city of Uttaranchal. हो गया आपका? Okay. Then I said, इसके साथ में somewhere here, ये bend के साथ में a place called as Kelang. ये Kelang में ही you can mark Rotang Pass. Kelang you can also mark as Bara Lachala Pass. Kelang इस एक ही जगह आसपास है. Okay, and Kelang थोड़ा south आ जाओगे, you can also mark it as Manali and Leh also. It's almost like north south होता है. Manali, Leh, and this dot is Shimla. ठीक है? This one here is Pathankot. This is Jammu. इसके नॉर्थ में यहां पर वैष्णो देवी. Okay. This is Srinagar. Okay. This is Zojila and Amarnath. Okay. Somewhere here, this is Leh. This is Leh. Leh. This is Amarnath and Zojila. This is Srinagar. This is Jammu. Yeah, go back and open the atlas and also match a bit. And that's why you struggle with geography. If you don't know the places, you are struggling. So mechanical memorization chal raha hai aapka. Okay? So back to your textbook now. So Dharamshala is in this part. Isi area mein sorry, yeah. In this part here, you have got Dharamshala, you have got Dalhousie hill station. सब अराउंड पठानकोट मार्क कर सकते हैं. Okay, so Dharamshala, Mussoorie, Shimla, Kausani, okay, is towards Ranikhet. Yes, to Ranikhet hoga, Ranikhet and beyond. Kausani, Shimla, Mussoorie, Kasauli is more or less Chandigarh. Kasauli is a hill station near Chandigarh, Chandigarh Kalka. Almora, Lansdowne is somewhere here. Okay, this part is Lansdowne. Dehradun se aur niche aagar Lansdowne. Lansdowne is hill station and a cantonment. And Ranikhet. Fine, whatever 4-5 names you can know. Next paragraph. The two distinguishing features of the region, okay, are Shivaliks and Dun formations. इस area में, okay, देखो इस area में we don't have Shivaliks. Okay, and you have got only Jammu Dun and to some extent maybe Pathankot as Dun. But this area has proper Shivaliks. It also has lot of Dun valleys here. That's why it says the two distinguishing features are Shivaliks and the Dun formations. And some of the Duns are Chandigarh Kalka Dun, Nalagarh Dun, Dehradun is a Dun, Harike Dun, Kota Dun. Kota Dun is near Dehradun. Kota Dun jo hai, don't confuse Kota of Rajasthan with Kota Dun. This Kota Dun is near Dehradun. Harike Dun is Uttarkashi. This is Pithoragarh और वेस्टर्न में जाओगे चमोली एंड उत्तरकाशी यहां पर. सो उत्तरांचल के नॉर्थ में टूवर्ड वेस्टर्न साइड चमोली एंड उत्तरकाशी रीजन. ओके, सो इस एरिया में यू हैव गॉट दुन्स. सो दिस एरिया इज वेरी फेमस फॉर दुन्स एंड शिवालिक रेंज. ये नाम सब याद रहेगा आपको. देहरादून, हरिके. हरिके इज शॉर्ट फॉर्म ऑफ हरि का दुन, एज इन गॉड्स दुन. ओके, एज हरिके दुन. हरिके दुन, कोटा दुन, Chandigarh Kalka is also a Dun valley. Okay. Acha, next look at the fifth line. It says, inhabited by a tribe called as Bhotiyas. Bhotiyas are one of the pastoralist tribes. They keep goats, sheep. Okay, Bhotiyas. There are nomadic groups who migrate to Bugyals. Bugyals are the grasslands of Uttarakhand in the heights. Bugyals are alpine grasslands. So Kashmir में बोलते हैं, okay, Marg. Okay, Marg in Kashmir is the Bugyals of Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh. Okay, Marg, Sonmarg, Gulmarg, Marg are alpine valleys. All fine? और वही grass alpine as in the heights में grasslands हैं. Okay, so they are called as Bugyals, and Bugyals are important for grazing of sheep, of cattle, of goats, and Bhotiyas use these for grazing their cattle. They are summer grasslands at the higher reaches. Winters they become very cold. During summer months, okay. So this, I think you know this, north and south movement of tribes is called as transhumans. Okay. In the winter season, they'll come down south. In the summer season, they'll go towards the heights. It's called as transhumans. So Bhotiyas practice transhumans. Gaddis of Himachal Pradesh also practice transhumans. So transhumans क्या होता है? One type of movement between the heights. Bhotias, we have Gaddis, and we have Bakarwals. Bakarwals of Kashmir, Gaddis of Himachal Pradesh, and Bhotias, Himachal and Uttarakhand. And they use the bugyals for keeping their livestock. The places of pilgrimage: Gangotri, Yamunotri, Kedarnath, Badrinath, Hemkund Sahib, and so on. Hemkund Sahib is ये जो पार्ट है बॉर्डर ऑफ उत्तरांचल एंड हिमाचल, ये एरिया में देयर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड एज वैली ऑफ फ्लावर्स. वैली ऑफ फ्लावर्स के अंदर में है हेमकुंड साहिब. दिस इज उत्तरांचल एंड हिमाचल का बॉर्डर है. इज वन ऑफ द नेशनल पार्क्स, वैली ऑफ फ्लावर्स. Inside Valley of Flowers, you have got Hemkund Sahib. All good? Okay. Baki jagah I will discuss when I am discussing the rivers of Uttaranchal and Ganga. Yes. So, if you draw approximately बीच में लाइन बना दो ऐसे. This is Kumaon. And this is Garhwal. So Dehradun, Garhwal है. Dehradun, Rishikesh, Lansdowne, ये Garhwal है. Nainital, Almora, Ranikhet are Kumaon regions. The eastern side is Kumaon and the western side is Garhwal. ठीक है? Okay. The region is also known to have 5 famous prayags. Vishnu Prayag, Nand Prayag, Karna Prayag, Dev Prayag, Rudra Prayag, right? And of course the mega Prayag of Allahabad, Prayagraj, the largest of. So Prayag means essentially confluence, where rivers come and meet. Okay, so wait for this. When I take up the rivers, I'll tell you kaun sa kahan par hai. But you must know all the 5 Prayags, east, west, and so on. Jahan par Vishnu Prayag hai, that is where is Joshimath. Okay, Joshimath is like this. This is the main river, Alaknanda. This is Dhauli Ganga, and Dhauli Ganga comes and meets as Vishnu Prayag. इसी area is Joshimath. Okay, this is Badrinath. And this is the main Alaknanda river. Okay, it comes and meets as a Bhagirathi river like this. And this is Dev Prayag. ठीक है? और ये बीच में क्या है? This is the Gangotri glacier. इस गंगोत्री ग्लेशियर के नॉर्थ में यहां पर is गौमुख. Okay, Badrinath यहाँ पर. Kedarnath is somewhere here. Kedarnath के पास से which river? Mandakini. Mandakini comes and meets at Rudra Prayag. बेटा ये आप रट के याद नहीं कर सकते. It has to be pictorial. Draw the proper area and show कौन सा कहां पर है. Okay. Geography without maps and without sketching and drawing, okay, you will have a tough time. Oh, I'll draw again just for the sake of idea. This is, I said, Badrinath. This is the river called as Dhauli Ganga. इसी का एक arm है called as Rishi Ganga. ये काफी न्यूज में रहते हैं because of all those GLOF and landslides and all of that. ये जो confluence है, Vishnu Prayag is near Joshimath. Okay, Kedarnath, this is Kedarnath. Okay, and from near Kedarnath we have Mandakini river, and it goes and joins. ये river जो है, ये है Alaknanda. Alaknanda, and this is Bhagirathi. Bhagirathi. Devprayag, and यहाँ से, okay, this is called as river Ganga. Devprayag से it becomes Ganga. ठीक है, ठीक है. Now that I've drawn it, you can show some of this. Yes, इधर से you have got one more river called as Pindari river comes here. Okay, Pindari river from Pindari glacier. Okay, यहाँ आकर they meet, it becomes okay Karnaprayag. Karnaprayag. एक Nandakini river है. Nandakini river forms Nandaprayag. This is Mandakini. On this side is Nandakini. Nandakini, this is Pindari river. Pindari river joins and forms Karnaprayag. Mandakini forms Rudraprayag. Okay. Bhagirathi and Alaknanda form Devprayag. And this is Vishnuprayag. We all know these rivers are important, right? और न्यूज में कम से कम एक साल से है. How many of you draw these sketches? पर याद कर करके you get tired. Okay, so all of you, okay, if you're doing it very nice, make sure you remember this in terms of diagrams. Can I move on from here now? ठीक है, okay. So back to your notes. So now you know this area. The next paragraph, Darjiling and Sikkim Himalayas. Yes, यही दो तीन chapter most important part of geography GS है. The physical वाला, drainage वाला, climate and vegetation. ये चार अगर हो गया, physical geography India is set. Okay, Nidhi. So for some of you, Ajay sir has done as part of case studies. Fine. ठीक है, nice. Okay, so you keep on practicing on those lines. Now Darjeeling and Sikkim, I move towards the east. I'm done with the Uttarakhand and Himachal Himalayas. Now, flanked by Nepal Himalayas in the west, Bhutan Himalaya in the east, and it's very, very small, but significant part of Himalayas. There are two important rivers here. One is river Teesta. Okay, Teesta from the peaks of Kanchenjunga and inhabited by Lepchas. Bhotias किधर हैं? Bhotias are on Himachal and Uttarakhand. इधर कौन से tribes हैं? The Lepcha tribes. Lepcha tribes, okay, of Darjeeling Himalayas. Okay, fine. And ये जो paragraph देखो, the British taking advantage of the physical conditions such as moderate slope, thick soil cover, high organic content, good rainfall, and mild winters, introduced tea plantation in the region. ये वाला एक GS mains question है. Why are tea gardens in the East Himalayas and not in the Western Himalayas? ये वाला आंसर है आपका. This is a question asked in your mains. Explain why do we have the tea gardens mainly in East Himalayas. I think Irfulas they've asked about which are the states and the tea board of India. Tea board में Himachal Pradesh आता है. Himachal Pradesh does grow some amount of tea, part of a tea board, but the main tea gardens are in the East Himalayas. और ये reason है. Okay, so मैं put a square bracket side में. ठीक है. As compared to other sections of the Himalayas, ये important fact. Next one. Along with Arunachal Himalayas are conspicuous by the absence of Shivalik formations. But the Shivaliks are not near Darjeeling and Sikkim Himalayas and not even in the Arunachal Pradesh. So if you look at this diagram here, okay, Shivalik ranges जो हैं, okay, they start from somewhere near Pathankot, ऐसे आके Shivaliks होते हैं. They go all along the foothills here, okay, and this is Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh. बस यहाँ तक Shivaliks हैं. यहां तक शिवालिक्स है. We don't have shivaliks in Darjiling, in Sikkim Himalayas, or in Arunachal Pradesh. ठीक है, all of you? Okay. This is a very important sentence. It says, as compared to other sections of Himalayas, these, along with Arunachal Pradesh, are conspicuous by the absence of shivalik formations. In the place of shivaliks, what do we have? We have Duar formations. Duar formations are the foothills of Himalayas, again important for cultivation. ये द्वार जो बात कर रहे हैं ना, ये द्वार इधर जो है, these dwars are the terai belts, the foothills of Himalayas. So ये Himalayas हैं ऐसे, okay. ये foothills हैं, okay. The foothills are called as terai belts. ये swamps हैं. In some places, the foothills have got uplifted into small ridge. इसको बोलते हैं शिवालिक्स. In the eastern part, शिवालिक्स नहीं है. वहां पर क्या है? terais हैं. And the terais are called as Dwar. Dwar is a Bangla word for doors. Dwar, as in door. They are doors to Himalayas. Siliguri Dwar है. Jalpaiguri region Dwars हैं. Okay. So Dwars are the foothills. They are the terai regions, okay, of eastern Bihar, Bengal and Assam. We don't have shivaliks, we have the foothills. ठीक है? And terai में word tar है. Tar is the English word for wet, a Hindi word for wet. These are swamps. These are swamps. यहाँ पर water logging हो जाता है. And important for forests. Now they're also important for cultivation also. More of horticulture, but yes, rice भी है, sugar cane भी है. Yes, you're right. They have developed into agricultural lands. These details are not there. Ekta, that's why you need me to be in the class. ठीक है. As long as you learn, I'm happy. No problems. Okay, I hope it's fine now. You with the maps, you keep sketching and drawing. Okay, next paragraph, next section. The Arunachal Himalayas. They extend east of Bhutan up to Difu Pass. Difu Pass. Difu मैंने mark करा दिया था आपको. The corner, Difu Pass. And they have peaks like Kangtu Peak and Namcha Barwa. Achha, I forgot this point here. So this is Sikkim. This is Bhutan ka boundary. This is Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram, Tripura, Meghalaya. ठीक है. So this is Namcha Barwa Peak. Somewhere here we have Difu Pass. यहां पर ब्रह्मपुत्र ऐसे अंदर आ जाएगा. This is called as the Dihang Gorge. ये भी एक टाइप का पास ही है, सोचो. Dihang Gorge. I have mentioned here as Bumla. This is Bhutan. Bumla. Somewhere here is Bomdila. ये एरिया जो है, दिस इज द तवांग वैली. ये तवांग वैली है ऑफ अरुणाचल प्रदेश. तवांग वैली. दिस इज जेलेपला एंड नथुला. ये जेलेपला नथुला. दिस कॉर्नर हियर इज कंचनजंगा. कंचनजंगा पीक इंडिया में नहीं है, उसका फुटहिल्स इंडिया में है. And this is the Kanchenjunga Biosphere Reserve also. यहां से निकलती है which river? Rangit and Lonak river. They join together and then they become a river Tista. It grows here It goes and joins, okay, the Meghna river in Bangladesh. This is river Teesta. So Teesta का source कहां पर है? Okay, the head stream is called as Rangit river. Rangit river. You also have Lonak river, South Lonak and North Lonak river. इसी Lonak river में हुआ था आपका GLOF. There was a lake here which burst. Yes, it all happened in this part of Sikkim. Yes, please sketch this and draw this in your notes. Meghna river. Meghna river is combined stream of Ganga and Brahmaputra. Okay. So, Teesta. Teesta is or was a tributary of Ganga. Okay. But it has now shifted eastwards. Idhar ek aur river hai. Okay. On this side, which is the easternmost river of Ganga, Mahananda river. Yahan par ek Mahananda river, which is the easternmost tributary of Ganga on Himalayan side is the Mahananda river. Iska source bhi from part of Sikkim hai, Mahananda. Uske baad hai Teesta is not Ganga river. Teesta is the river of Meghna. That's why, you know, India-Bangladesh Teesta Accord is an issue. हो गया इला part, all of you? Okay. Darjiling कहाँ है? Darjiling बच्चे somewhere here. This is Darjiling here. Yeah, West Bengal के north में. And this is a narrow strip called as the Siliguri Corridor. India's chicken neck, yes. Barely 20 north and south है, 20 kilometers. This is यहीं पर है Jalpaiguri. Jalpaiguri is here. All done? Okay, let's move on. So I'm done with this one. Okay. Arunachal Himalayas. Kangtu Peak जो है, somewhere here. This is Kangtu Peak. Kangtu Peak, Namcha Barwa, and this is Bumla Pass. Bumla Pass. NCERT में जितने भी names हैं, you better know the location. Okay. Missing these questions is very irritating. मैं पूरा साल भर पढ़ लिया, 2 साल पढ़ लिया, ये कोचिंग किया, वो कोचिंग किया, पूछ दिया क्लास 11th NCERT से, and you find पता नहीं कहाँ से पूछ दिया. And every year they have a record of doing this. Okay. So NCERTs, no matter which institute you have gone to, trust me, nobody can teach NCERT in detail. You have to study and do this map-based studies. Teesta ka source is the foothills of Kanchenjunga. Yes, correct. There's a glacier. Okay, यहाँ पर glaciers हैं. Okay, and from there you have got आगे बताएगा. Okay, Kangse Glacier, Lonak Glacier. Okay, fine. Let's move on. So I'm done with this one. Next page देखो. It talks about Brahmaputra. Some of the important rivers are Kameng, Subansri, Dihang, Dibang, and Lohit River. Okay, Lohit River. Your atlas may not have all the details. No worries. You see this atlas of mine? and we will ultimately sketch that for you. This is an old atlas, a publication में है नहीं. It's called as a Study Today publication. But be careful, इसमें बहुत errors हैं. In trying to do a lot of details, इसमें बहुत सारा mistakes है. That's why I don't recommend to students. Okay, but ठीक है, if you are keen to have one. Okay. Sometimes you must buy books not to study, but to show off and demoralize your competition. ऐसे 4-5 किताब ले जाओ क्लास में और ऊपर रख देना. Okay. 2-3 फौत हो जाएंगे. या? हाँ, ठीक है. वैसे भी तुम लोग साल के बाद हर साल हमारा घर चला ही रहे हो. जितने बार अटेम्प्ट दोगे, एक नया दुकान खोला है, आपने शुरू करा दिया है, मेंटोरशिप सेशंस एंड कोर्सेज. फाइन. ओके. या इफ दिस वर्क्स, मैंने इसको लॉन्च करते ना अगले साल. यू कांट. ऐसा मैंने क्या बोला कि सुनाई नहीं दे रहा है? Can't hear me? But why? Am I audible now? Online? All fine? Pankaj? Yeah? Audible? Okay. So look at this here. I'm drawing with my pencil first. अब देख लो पहले. This is the Dibang River. Okay. Dibang is a tributary of Brahmaputra, and this loop here, this is okay. What is river Lohit? ये river Lohit है. It comes like a loop like this. And the main Brahmaputra is Dihang. This is the Dihang River like this. So Dihang River, there is one river here called as Dibang, and there's a loop here called as Lohit River. Okay. इसके बाद में there is a big river here. This is called as the Subansiri River. Subansiri comes and joins here. Subansiri River का tributary है called as Kurung River. This is Kurung River. If you can see the name here, Kurung. Okay. Kurung River. Then you have Kameng River. Okay. So first Kameng. Okay. Then you have Kurung. Then you have Subansiri. Between Subansiri and Dihang is a mountain range called as Abor Hills. Look at Abor Hills. Abor is part of Himalayas. Abor Hills. Between Subansiri and Kurung is Mikir Hills. Between Kurung and Kameng is Dafla Hills. So Dafla, no, not Miki, sorry, Miri. Dafla, Miri, Abor. And beyond Dihang, okay, this corner mein hai Mishmi Hills. So Mishmi Hills, okay, is this is the source of Dibang here. Sorry, ye hai Mishmi, source of Dibang here. So it is Mishmi. Then you have Abor Hills. Then you have Miri Hills, Dafla Hills, and beyond Kameng, यहाँ पर है Tawang Valley, okay, and Bomdila. There are two more rivers of Brahmaputra. Bhutan से आती हैं. One is Manas River. Manas River forms the Manas Biosphere Reserve. ये Manas Biosphere Reserve यहाँ पर है. Manas River. और further जाओगे आप इधर, there is not shown here. This is river Sankosh. ये river Sankosh है. Okay, so Sankosh, westernmost. Okay, then you have got Manas, then you have got Kameng, you have Kurung, Subansiri, then you have Dihang, Dibang, and Lohit. Watch here, all of you. This is Sikkim. This is Brahmaputra. It turns somewhere here, like this. एक ऐसे river आती है. One more river that comes like this. Then you have a river like this. You have a river here. You have a river here. This is Brahmaputra like this. This. Sorry. Got the scale wrong. Now it's almost fine. Okay. This is river Brahmaputra, Subansri. This is Kurung. This is Kameng. This is Manas river. This is Sankosh river. Sankosh और तो इधर आएगा, ठीक है, Sankosh river. This is Brahmaputra itself, but here it's called as Sangpo river. It enters India as Dihang. यहाँ पे एक जगह है called as Sadia. सादिया के बाद में कहलाता है ब्रह्मपुत्र. Okay. सादिया में it enters the plains. Till Sadia ये hills में है. From Sadia up to this place called as Dhubri. It's called as Brahmaputra. Okay, and then we have this river as Dibang, and this river is Lohit river. You have to draw this, otherwise ये सब कुछ याद नहीं रहेगा. सादिया धोला एक ब्रिज है, one of the longest span bridge of India. Dhola bridge, सादिया के पास में. And Dhubri is a very important multimodal transport center. Waterways, roadways, small airport also here. And this is India's national waterway है, waterway 2 है ये. From Sadia up to Dhubri. This is a place called Sadia. यहाँ पर Sadiya. सादिया, सादिया से कहलाता है ब्रह्मपुत्र. All fine? Did you all note this down? And the hills. So there's one hill here. There is one hill here. We have a hill here. We have one here. Dafla, Miri, Abor, Mishmi. Dafla, Miri, Abor, and Mishmi. You cannot remember this by writing down north of this, south. वो याद नहीं रहने वाला. ये डायग्राम याद रहेगा आपको. North of what, south of what, east of what, and so on. Yes. Sankosh. This is Sankosh river. Sankosh. Dry point. What type of settlements are in Dwar? They're called as dry point settlements. Dihang is also called as Siang, correct. Siang in Arunachal Pradesh, correct. Dihang is also called as Siang. Okay, atlas likha hoga, Siang in Arunachal Pradesh, correct. What type of settlements are dry point settlements? Okay, so Subansiri River, S is Subansiri River. This is a Kurung River. Kurung River is tributary of Subansiri. Then we have Kameng River of Brahmaputra. This is Manas River. And we have Sankosh River. Manas River के साउथ में यहीं पर जहां पर एंट्री होता है, this is the Manas Biosphere Reserve. यहां पर है दिहांग दिबांग Biosphere Reserve. इसी के पास में है दिब्रू साइखोवा Biosphere Reserve. Northeast has 4 biosphere reserves. मानस, दिहांग दिबांग, यहीं पास में है दिब्रू साइखोवा, और एक है नौकरेक. नौकरेक is in Garo Hills. There are 4 biosphere reserves in the Northeast. Namdafa नहीं है. Namdafa is a national park. Namdafa is somewhere here. Namdafa Tiger Reserve, national park. Kaziranga is also not a biosphere reserve. या शायद अपग्रेड किया होगा, I do not know. Have they upgraded? Not yet, I think. Dispersed. Yes, you can. All good here? Dibrugarh. Dibrugarh इसी के पास में, यहीं पर. Upper Assam, Dibrugarh. Is a district, is a very large district of Assam. Dibrugarh. Okay. Back to your textbook, please. So, it's a very innocent one sentence. Some of the important rivers are Kameng, Subansiri, Dihang, Dibang, Lohit. Okay, दम तोड़ दो आधा घंटा, कोई बात नहीं. They are perennial rivers, high rate of fall, highest HEP potential of India, and numerous tribal communities. Monpa, Abor, Mishmi, Nishi, Nagas. Know the names, please. All of them are part of these hills here. And they practice jhumming agriculture. They practice jhumming agriculture. Okay? Next column, Eastern Himalayas and mountains. Next is East Himalayas and mountains. East Himalayas ko we also call as, within bracket likh lo textbook mein hi, Purvanchal Hills. They are also called as Purvanchal Hills, and they are extensions of the Himalayas. Okay. These are the part of Himalayan mountain systems having the alignment from north towards south direction. They include Patkai Bum, Naga Hills, Manipur Hills, and in Mizoram they are also called as Mizo and Lushai Hills. North south agar aap dekhoge aap. Okay. So we have Naga and Patkai Hills. Naga Patkai Hills. We have got Manipur Hills, and we have Lushai or the Mizo Hills. Okay. The next, the Barak River is an important river in Manipur and Mizoram. Barak River. Now see, यहाँ पर Manipur है. Okay. Let me show this to you. This is Manipur. This is Mizoram here. Manipur is like a rectangle like this here. Manipur. Now, Manipur ke western side se nikalti hai, something like this. It comes like this, goes like this, and then goes, okay, into Bangladesh. This is Barak River. Yahan pa Manipur Hills hai. Barak River is not a part of Brahmaputra system. It goes and joins Meghna directly. Barak River ka one arm is called as Surma River in Bangladesh. Surma River, and this is the Barak River. Same river is Barak River. Barak River ek alag river hai completely. And on this side, you have got some rivers. Yahan pa Manipur Hills hai. From here, the rivers will go and drain into a river system called as Chinduin River. And Chinduin is part of a bigger river called as Irrawaddy River of Myanmar. So Manipur Hills is one of the water divides of the river systems. So on this side, you have got Barak River flowing westwards, and then we have Manipur River. The Manipur River flows westwards towards the river called as Chinduin River. And Chinduin is a tributary of river Irrawaddy. ठीक है? Surma River is Barak River itself in Bangladesh. Okay. So back to your notes and see here. It says Barak is an important river of Manipur and Mizoram. The ये याद रखो. Okay. It also cuts a part of Barak River flows from Assam, Manipur, and also Mizoram. Okay. So Mizoram, Manipur is unique by the presence of large lake called as Loktak Lake. There's one lake Manipur में, Imphal के पास में ही. It's called as Loktak Lake. Loktak Lake, Loktak HEP project. Loktak Lake, Loktak HEP project है. Loktak एक bird sanctuary भी है called as Kaibul Lamjao. It's a bird sanctuary. Kaibul Lamjao Bird Sanctuary. Loktak Lake, Loktak HEP. Okay. And this bird sanctuary is a floating national park. Okay. It's a floating national park. It has some weeds, plants, okay, which is called as Fumdis. HUM. Okay, DIS. Fumdis. Fumdis एक type का सोचो मिट्टी, grass, plants, milke is some kind of a mass that floats. Okay. On the Fumdis, the birds, Fumdis forms islands then. So इस lake के अंदर में there are floating islands which are also inhabited by local tribes also. Okay. That mass which floats is called as Fumdis. Okay. So Kaibul Lamjao, Loktak Lake, and Manipur state. All done? It's a bird sanctuary. Achha. Yeah, you know, it's a natural one. Natural one with a dam, it has now become much more bigger. The natural lake. Okay. And then you say Mizoram is also known as molasses basin. Molasses क्या होता है? Molasses is unconsolidated sediments of some shale rock, sandstone. The sediments है, it has not become a rock proper. It's a loose sand. It's called as molasses. Molasses is unconsolidated deposits of sandstone, of shale, of conglomerates, another one more type of rock. ये सब का sediments है. Molasses basin, which is made up of unconsolidated deposits. Most of the rivers of Nagaland form the tributaries of Brahmaputra, while the two rivers of Mizoram, okay, are Manipur and Mizoram are tributaries of Barak, which in turn is tributary of Meghna, and the rivers in the east of Manipur are tributaries of Chinduin, which in turn is tributary of Irrawaddy of Myanmar. जो आपको drawing बताया, it has described it here. ये सारे questions बनते हैं. All of these are PYQs, MCQs of prelims. Which river is where, flows into what? The northern plains, the next column. The northern plains. The northern plains formed by Ganga, Brahmaputra. Average width of the plains is 153 kilometers. The maximum depth is 1 to 2 kilometers. Underline these words, please. And they can, from north-south, they can be divided into major zones, Bhabbar zone, Terai zone, okay, Khaddar and Bangar zone. Northern plains ke north-south mein. So if this is Himalayas, and this is the northern plains, and this is the Ganga Valley. Okay, so north south, there are 4 parts of the northern plains. The 4 parts of the northern plains. ये 4 parts क्या हैं? एकदम foothills of Himalayas is called as तेराई. यही तेराई को बिहार, बंगाल, असम में बोलते हैं द्वार्स. Same terais are the dwars. We use the term terai for UP. We use terai for Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh. Abhi news mein tha, remember the place called as Bahraich? Because of the wolf attack. Bahraich is a terai zone of UP. Okay. Gorakhpur is also a terai zone of UP. Not very far away from Himalayan heights. Okay. So northern UP का जो belt है, it's all terai belts. ठीक है? So terai belts. इसके बाद में we have a part called as Bhabbar. Then we have a part called as Bangad, and we have a part called as Khaddad. Okay. Bhabbar has large stones. Terai is swamps. Bangad is the old floodplain at higher heights. And Khaddad is the new floodplains. Likho. Diagram mein hi. Details, some of you know maybe, you'll take up in some other discussions. Ab itna jaan lijiye aap. Khaddad is the new floodplains. Yahan par actual flood hota hai. Ye active floodplains hain. Khaddad. Bangad is the old floodplains. Bangad is old floodplains. Bhabbar is stones and rocks, boulders hain. Bhabbar mein soil nahi hota. Bhabbar will not have soil. It only will have large stones, boulders. And terai is the foothill, which is swamps. Terais are swamps. The most fertile of them are the Khaddad plains. Active agriculture in the Khaddad plains. All done? So back to a textbook. Okay. Bhabbar is a narrow belt between Shivalik foothills and the break of slope. ये जो sudden turn किया, इसको बोलते हैं break of slope. The slope steep has now broken down. It's called as break of slope. Okay, it's a break of slope. Then it says Bhabbar. South of Bhabbar is, I'm sorry. I reversed it. I'm so sorry. I reversed it. I'm sorry. Bhabbar comes first. Then we have terais. इसको please reverse कर लो. I'm so sorry. Bhabbar is the foothills. Bhabbar foothills. Bhabbar will not have soil. Bhabbar is stones. Yes, Soumya. Thank you. And terai comes next. Bhabbar, yes, because it has stones. Yeah, please reverse kar lo. I made a mistake. Okay. So south of Bhabbar is terai belts, and then terais are marshy swamp channels called terai, important for vegetation. Now they have like a lot of agriculture. South of terai is the old and new alluvium. Old is called as Bangad, the new is called as Khaddad, and they are mature and so on. ठीक है? Brahmaputra is known for riverine islands and sandbars. I hope you know the largest riverine island is Majuli. So लिख लो side में Majuli. Majuli in Assam is in a place called as Jorhat or near Jorhat. Majuli in Assam near Jorhat. So agar this is the river is somewhere up here. यहाँ पर कहीं पर Jorhat होगा. A bit northwards, Jorhat, and okay, Majuli. Okay. Then the mouth of rivers, they form large deltas. Okay. Look at the next page. Dhubri बता दिया आपको मैंने. Dhubri is where the Brahmaputra turns into okay, Bangladesh. It goes and joins Meghna. ये joints में ना. I can continue or you want a short break? On and offline? You want a short break or I continue? कम से कम ये चैप्टर तो खत्म कर ही लेंगे ना, before I let you go. We have a difference. Okay. Offline guys says continue. Online guys say break. So online guys take your laptop and go for the break. ध्यान रहे कि गीला नहीं करना और वॉश बेसिन में रख देना. हाँ, पानी पी नहीं जाना है. I'm not saying anything else. Drink water. Yes, yes, absolutely. और किचन सिंक है, ठीक है. As bachelors and living alone, we don't differentiate kitchen sink and washroom sink. हमारे लिए सब कुछ एक ही होता है. अलग करते हो, बड़ी रईसी है. Okay, दो अलग अलग basins हैं. Some of them can't differentiate urinal also, for that matter. Right. Okay. We continue, guys. The Peninsular Plateau. So, rising above 150 meters, page 16. Elevation of is a values, and it's nice if you know. Average height of the plateau is around 900 meters is the average height. The average height of the northern plains around 100-150 meters above sea level. Okay. So nice to know the average heights. Elevations of 600-900 meter, and it's a triangular formation. Delhi Ridge in the northwest, Raj Mahal in the east, a Gir range in the west, and Cardamom Hills in the south. Okay. So mental picture ban jana chahiye. So most of you are discovering India today. Oh, ये देश है हमारा. Okay. इतना बड़ा देश है. Only time you wonder कि काश India would have been Singapore. Okay. Otherwise, we're very proud of our long history, geography. Okay. So this is Gir Hills. This is Gir Hills. This is Aravallis. And somewhere here we have Chotnagpur Plateau and Rajmahal Hills. And this is the Cardamom Hills. So this is approximately, okay, so starting from here, this is your, so looks like a triangle, but okay, we also have this projection here. This is your plateau. This northern tip is, what is Delhi Ridge near Delhi? Yeah, Raisina Hills, correct. Okay, Rajmahal Hills. This is Rajmahal Hills. This is Gir Hills of Gujarat, Delhi Ridge region, and this is Cardamom Hills. Wapas aao, see? So the triangle, irregular triangle, Delhi Ridge in the northwest, Rajmahal Hills in the east, Gir Range in the west, and Cardamom Hills in the south constitute the outer extent of the Peninsular Plateau. An extension of this is also in the Shillong and Karbi Anglong. Ab theek hai Karbi Anglong? We also have one part is here, Meghalaya Shillong, and we also have Karbi Anglong Hills. Shillong is the highest peak of which hill? शिलोंग कौन से हिल्स में है? खासी हिल्स. Okay. मेघालय प्लेटो के 3 पार्ट हैं, गारो, खासी एंड जैंतिया. Okay. The Shillong is the peak of Khasi Hills. Khasi Hills का peak है Shillong. capital of Meghalaya. And what is the highest peak of Garo Hills? What's the highest peak of Garo Hills? Nokrek, yes. Garo Hills में है Nokrek. And Nokrek is a biosphere reserve. Nokrek is on करना off करना है, क्या करना है? Off करना है, fan. Okay. अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं. Fine, good. Yeah. General suggestion, अगर ठंड लग रही है, find some hot partner. और ज्यादा अगर hot है, change your partner. ठीक है? तो हम तो जला देंगे. Am I audible? Yes, some things was not to be shared. Online guys, am I audible? Yes. Nidhi, Pankaj, Himanshu. Yeah, the mic came off. On the YouTube, am I audible to all of you? They can't hear me, तो बोलेंगे क्या? Crack in voice. That speaker, not voice. Voice is fine. Okay. So we have got 3 hills here. Garo Hills. We have got Khasi Hills, and we have Jaintia Hills. All the 3 parts are part of Meghalaya, and we extensions of Karbi Anglong Hills. Khasi Hill का highest point है Shillong, and Garo Hills का highest है Nokrek. Nokrek is also a biosphere reserve. यहाँ 4 reserves हैं northeast में. Manas, Nokrek, Dibru Saikova, and Dihang Dibang. Nokrek, Manas, Dibru, Saiko is a small one. We also have Dihang, Dibang Biosphere Reserve. ठीक है? All done? Okay, so back to your textbook now. So the Peninsular of India is made up of series of patlands. Mark the word patland. Patland क्या होता है? Patlands are elevations with lateritic formations, and they are very hard, okay, resistant layers होते हैं. Patlands. You find lot of patlands in Chota Nagpur Plateau. Patlands are lateritic formations, and they become hard layers on the elevations of highlands. Okay. So a lot of parts of the plateau has patlands. Yeah, patlands will not have good soils, correct. Hard rocks honge, not the best soils. Patlands such as Hazaribagh, Palamu, Ranchi, Malwa Plateau, Coimbatore Plateau, Karnataka, and so on. All of them are highlands. One of the oldest and the most stable landmass of India. बताया आपको मैंने. The peninsula is a very old and very stable. And we read earlier that this one, since the Cambrian times, has been fairly stable with some minor tectonic events. नर्मदा तपी रिफ्ट वैली बना है, महानदी बना है, पूरा ब्लॉक माउंटेन्स बने हैं. Yes. Otherwise, it is largely a stable block. Okay. Look at the last 4 lines. The region has a torse, block mountains, rift valley, spurs, rocky structure, series of hummocky hills, and wall-like quartzite dikes, offering sites for water storage. The western and the northwestern part of the plateau has emphatic presence of the black soil. Okay, so some examples of the diversity here. There are rift valleys, there are block mountains. Block mountains formed because of upliftment of a block after rifting. Block mountains are here. Hummocky hills means small rounded hills. So these are called as hummocky hills. Okay, hummocky hills are features of hard resistant rocks. Hummocky hills. The tors. Tors are some landforms where there are lot of hard granitic rocks. They seem to have been piled up like this. This is called as a tor. If you see some parts of Bangalore Highlands, Nandi Hills, and even some parts of Tamil Nadu around Mahabalipuram, आपको ऐसे piles of stone दिखाई देगा. They are very large stones, granitic stones, and they pile up like a small mountain. We call these as tors, T-O-R-S, tors. So there are tors, hummocky hills, rift valleys, there are block mountains, and in some places, certain intrusive landforms, okay, they also can get exposed. ये hard rocks होते हैं, granite is hard rock. Because of erosion, this can get exposed like this. These are the intrusive rocks, granitic rocks, quartzite rocks, which get exposed. And it says the western part, this part, I'm sure all of you know this, that this part of the plateau has black cotton soil. It has black cotton soil. Okay? So underline that part. The plateau has undergone recurrent phases of upliftment and submergence accompanied by crustal faulting and fractures. So plateau has in some parts has got uplifted and some part has also gone down, but they are not major events. By and large, the plateau is a stable block. In some parts upliftment, some parts submergence, and there are also some faults. ये plateau में there are some faults. There is a fault here, Bhuj के पास में, the Allahabad fault. There's some fault here called as Allahabad fault. यहाँ जबलपुर है, जबलपुर fault. यहाँ पर भीमा river, भीमा fault. उसके पास में Latur and Killary fault. So there are many such faults which are also prone to earthquakes. Okay, so this is called as Jabalpur fault. The one near Bhuj of Gujarat. Okay, this is called as Allahabad fault. This is called as Bhima fault. It extends as Latur fault. It extends as Killary fault. Okay, Osmanabad ke paas mein, we call this as Killary fault. Okay, and Latur earthquake was a very infamous one. It happened in parts of Maharashtra. So we have got faults. Bhima river also partly flows along an old rift valley. And plus we know there has been Narmada faulting, there has been Tapi faults, sab cracks hain. The rift valleys here. Okay, so there are Bhima fault, okay, and so on. And then there are ravines of, look at last two lines of the same paragraph. Ravines of Chambal, Bhind, Morena. So in this part, okay, yahan par, this part here, this is called as the Bundelkhand plateau. Yahan par there are some badlands, highly eroded ravines. So likho side mein, the Chambal likha hai, Chambal region likha hua hai. Okay, they are the badlands of Bundelkhand region. Ravines of Chambal, Morena, Bhind. They are badlands of Bundelkhand region. Okay, so if I draw this part again, say Rajasthan here, like this. This is Aravallis here. Okay, this is a mountain called as Vindhyas. This is Malwa plateau. This part is called as the Bundelkhand plateau. Bundelkhand बुंदेलखंड प्लेटो. यहां से रिवर्स निकलती हैं, चंबल रिवर, केन, बेतवा, सिंध, and they go and join the Yamuna river. This is Yamuna river. Okay, so this part has lot of deep valleys, soil erosion problems because dry regions. Okay, so the Bundelkhand, खासकर western side में, they form the Chambal region. This is the Chambal river itself. Chambal river and Chambal tributaries यहाँ पर हैं. Okay, the western Bundelkhand is Chambal basin. It has ravines, erosion called as badlands. The badlands of Chambal basin. लिखा आपने all of you? Keep writing in your textbooks wherever possible. The badland topography. The other prominent relief features, the Deccan Plateau, the Central Highlands, and the Northeastern Plateau. Now this plateau of Peninsula, अब हम क्या कर रहे हैं? इसको हम 3 पार्ट डिवाइड कर रहे हैं. Okay, we're dividing into 3 parts. What are they? Okay, one is, this is Satpura river range, south of Satpura. This is south of Satpura. Yes, this is called as the Deccan Plateau. ये जो northern part है, okay, this is called as Central Highlands, and we have the Meghalaya Plateau. So north of Narmada, including Vindhyas, इसको बोलते हैं Central Highlands. Okay, south of Satpura is called as Deccan. I hope you know Deccan is a English corruption of the word Dakshin, as in south. South of Satpura, the Satpura hills हैं, below that it is all Deccan. This is central, and this is the Meghalaya Highlands. We're dividing the plateau into 3 parts. Badland is a land which is infertile, bad for agriculture. A land which has no soil, the land has bad fertility, so badlands. So it's one example of desertification. The land is no longer cultivable. Sania. ठीक है? 3 parts of the plateau: the Deccan Plateau, the Central Highlands, and the Northeastern Plateau. Let's start one by one. The Deccan Plateau. So Deccan Plateau में पहले पढ़ लेते हैं एक बार. Okay, is bordered by Western Ghats in the west, Eastern Ghats in the east. Okay, and Satpuras, Maikal, and Mahadev Hills in the north. इसके 3 part है. On this side we have Eastern Ghats. This side we have the Western Ghats. और यहाँ पर है Satpuras, we have got Mahadev Hills, and we have got Maikal Hills. So Satpuras जो बोलते हैं ना, जैसे से this is Narmada River. This is the Tappi River. North of Narmada is the Vindhyan range. This is Vindhyas. Between Narmada and Tappi, we have got series of hills, and these together are called as Satpuras. Okay, so यहाँ पर एक हिल है, ये पूरा Satpuras है. The western side कुछ और नाम है, जाने दो इसको. This is called as the Mahadev Hills. This is Mahadev Hills. Have you heard about the peak called as Panchmadi? Yeah, Panchmadi hill station hai. And there is a mountain here called as Dhupgarh peak. Dhupgarh is the highest peak of Mahadev Hills. उस mountain के ऊपर में है Panchmadi. Panchmadi is a hill station on the Dhupgarh peak. Keep writing. Side में, margins में, notes में. Okay. It's not possible, बच्चे. In any GS class, when you're struggling for time, some institutes may discuss, some may not, and I will not fault them. Okay, so some things get compromised. कोई बात नहीं, आप जान लीजिए और क्या, big deal. So Mahadev Hills are part of Satpuras. Okay, the highest peak of Mahadev is Dhupgarh peak, And on Dhupgarh peak we have Panchmadi. If you know about MP, the place called as Itarsi, one district called as Hosangabad district. They are part of Hosangabad district. Okay, fine. Mahadev Hills. And this is called as Amarkantak Plateau. This is the Amarkantak Plateau. Amarkantak Plateau ka southern edge, escarpment jo hai, that's called as Maikal Hills. M-A-I-K-L. Maikal Hills are the southern edge of the Amarkantak Plateau. What is telling us? Telling us the Deccan Plateau on the eastern side has Eastern Ghats. On the western side it has Western Ghats. The northern side it has Mahadev Hills, it has Maikal Hills and the Satpuras. Fine. And southern part has the Cardamom Hills. हाँ तो ये सब memorize mechanically नहीं करते हैं. You draw a diagram, know the locations, and you are on. No big deal. Okay. So come back. Western Ghats. Western Ghats are locally called as Sahyadris in Maharashtra. यही Western Ghats Karnataka, Tamil Nadu में we call as Nilgiri Hills. यही Western Ghats केरल में कहलाता है Anamalai Hills. Okay. So there is one part in Maharashtra and Goa. We call this as Sahyadris. Then in parts of Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, ऐसे है. This is the Nilgiri Hills. In Kerala, we have Anamalai Hills, and we also have Cardamom Hills. All of them are parts of the Western Ghats. Sahyadris in Maharashtra and Goa, Nilgiris in Karnataka and parts of Tamil Nadu. Okay. Yes, Ooty is in Nilgiris, correct. In Kerala, it's called as Anamalai Hills. Anamalai, A-N-A-M-A-L-A-I. Anamalai Hills. And further southward, they're called as Cardamom Hills. They're called as Cardamom Hills. ठीक है? वही लिखा है. Sahyadris, Nilgiris, Anamalai, Cardamom Hills in Kerala. The Western Ghats are higher in elevation. ये पूरा paragraph important है. Okay. They are more continuous than Western Ghats, Eastern Ghats. The elevation is 1500. The highest peak is Anaimudi Peak. Underline this, Anaimudi Peak. Anaimudi Peak is the highest peak. Anaimudi Peak is in Anamalai Hills. Underline that. Highest peak is Anaimudi Hills in Anamalai. Okay. The highest of Nilgiris is Dodda Betta. Dodda Betta is where we have Ooty. Okay. So after Anamalai Hills, Anaimudi Hills. After Anaimudi Hills, the next hills are Dodda Betta. Dodda Betta ka hill station jo hai, that is Ooty. What is the hill station of Anaimudi? Yes, correct. Anaimudi Hills का हिल स्टेशन है मुन्नार. मुन्नार केरल. Dodda Betta is further northwards, काफी north में. Okay. Dodda Betta is Nilgiri Hill, and all Dodda Betta we have Ooty. Ooty as the hill station. ठीक है? Then most of the rivers they originate in Western Ghats. The Eastern Ghats comprising the Eastern Ghats जो हैं, they are, so if I differentiate Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats, these are higher, these are more continuous. Okay, they are along the western side. You have the names here. These are not as high. Okay, these are discontinuous and they are eroded, and you know some names here. Okay, Mahendragiri Hills, Nallamalai Hills, Palakonda Hills, Velikonda Hills, Javadi Hills, Chevroy Hills. So I gave you a list of names here. Okay, and this also has been asked as one of the questions. The difference between Eastern Ghats and the Western Ghats. Okay, climate-wise, Western Ghats is more wet and it has denser forests. Climate-wise, Western Ghats are wetter and they have got denser evergreen forests. But Eastern Ghats are not as wet. They also have good rainfall, not as wet, and the forests are not as dense. They are semi-evergreen or moist evergreen forests of Eastern Ghats. Okay? Difference between Eastern Ghats and Western Ghats. So back. And the names you know now, Javadi Hills, Palakonda, Nallamalai Hills. The Eastern and the Western Ghats meet each other at the Nilgiri Hills. Okay, so Nilgiri Hills is where the Eastern Ghats and Western Ghats seem to meet. Otherwise, technically, we call Nilgiris as extensions of the Western Ghats itself. Okay? All fine here? Let's move on towards the Central Highlands. Central Highlands, bounded to the west by Aravalis. Satpuras are in the south. Okay? Elevation, and this is the northernmost boundary of Deccan Plateau. And there are a series of relict mountains, highly denuded and discontinuous ranges. It is okay, if you look at this diagram here, so this is between Aravalis, okay, and the Satpura Hills, the ye wala part. You have Vindhyas, this is your Central Highlands. And this is drier, this is highly denuded, okay, hills of the Peninsular Plateau. Okay, and it includes Vindhyas, it includes Malwa Highlands, it includes Bundelkhand, it also includes Chota Nagpur Plateau. So Central Highlands, क्या करता है include? It includes Narmada Basin. लिख लो please. It includes Vindhyas. It includes Malwa. It includes Aravalis, Bundelkhand. It also includes Chota Nagpur Plateau. It also includes Bastar Highlands and Mahanadi Basin. It also includes, likho, Narmada River, Narmada Valley, Vindhyas, Malwa, Aravalis, Bundelkhand, Chota Nagpur Plateau, Bastar Highlands, and the Mahanadi Basin. ठीक है, बुंदेलखंड, छोटा नागपुर प्लेटो, बस्तर हिल्स एंड महानदी बेसिन. सो ये डायग्राम में इतना ऑब्वियस नहीं हो रहा है. इज एक्चुअली इफ आई रीड्रॉ दिस, ओके, इट्स समथिंग लाइक दिस. ये वाला पार्ट. ओके, सो दिस पार्ट हैज, this is Bastar Hills, this is Chota Nagpur Plateau, this is Malwa Highlands, this is Bundelkhand. Okay, this is the Mahanadi Basin. I probably can use what? अच्छा नहीं, ज़्यादा creativity नहीं करते. Okay, we have Vindhyas here and we have Aravalis here. ये सारा मिलाकर it is Western Highlands. ठीक है, मालवा, बुंदेलखंड, छोटा नागपुर प्लेटो, बस्तर हाईलैंड्स एंड द महानदी बेसिन. All good? Okay. So I'm done with, okay, let's back to your notes here. So look at the last 4 lines of this paragraph. The plateau can be seen as far as Jaisalmer in the west, covered by longitudinal sand ridges and crescent-shaped sand dunes called as barkans. Barkans are sand dunes that look like an arc, okay, of a crescent. Barkans. The region has gone metamorphic processes and fine. The next paragraph. The highlands are in the range of 701,000 meters above sea level. They slope north and northwestwards. The slope hai, the slope is north, okay, north, in fact, north and also northeastwards. Okay, idhar bhi hai, I'm not saying no, but it's more towards this side. So that part you can correct maybe. Okay, sorry, it says northeast. I read wrong. It's northeast, north. So northwards, Chambal, Betwa, Sindh, and northeastwards is river Son. Okay, so the plateau slopes northwards and northeastwards. Okay, and then there is one river, Banas, is the only significant tributary of the Chambal that originates from Aravallis. Jitne bhi rivers hain, they come from the Bundelkhand highlands or they come from Vindhyas. Okay, whereas yahan par ek river hai called as river Banas. Banas, it comes from the southern Aravallis. All other rivers that I've mentioned, Chambal system, Betwa, Sindh, Kane, okay, or even your Son river, they come from Bundelkhand, Malwa, Vindhyas, and parts of Amarkantak also. Okay, so southern Aravallis se one river comes, a small river yahan se called as river Banas. I've heard about river Haldi, the Haldi Ghati Valley. Udaipur ke paas mein Haldi Ghati. Okay, wahan par Kumbhalgarh fort bhi hai. That is actually Banas Valley. Okay, Haldi Ghati Valley is, okay, the Banas Valley. ठीक है? Okay, move on. The eastern part Chodna is Himalayans, Rajmahal Hills, fine. Then the northeastern plateau, the next one. Extension of the main peninsula, and a huge fault was created between Rajmahal Hills and Meghalaya Plateau. I think you mentioned this one as Malda Fault, याद आ रहा है? तो ये लिख लो साइड में. Malda Fault or Rajmahal Garo Gap. Malda Fault or Rajmahal Garo Gap. ठीक है? And then it got filled up by depositions of numerous rivers. Meghalaya and Karbi Anglong Plateau detached from the main plateau. You understand this now. And Meghalaya Plateau itself is Garo Hills. Mark all this: Garo Hills, Khasi Hills, and Jaintia Hills. And they're named after tribes. Okay. And similarly, Meghalaya Plateau is also rich in minerals like coal, iron ore, sillimanite, limestone, uranium. And Meghalaya Plateau is highly eroded surface. Cherrapunji displays bare rocky surface devoid of any permanent vegetation cover. Okay? So Meghalaya Plateau, Garo, Khasi, Jaintia. Meghalaya Plateau, okay, it has good rainfall. Okay, it also rich in minerals. Cherrapunji is this edge of the Khasi Hills, नीचे है. Heavy rainfall है, but because of runoff of water, so not much remains as vegetation or soils here. Okay, so you're done with Meghalaya Plateau. Okay, and then we have the Indian deserts. Indian deserts. Okay, so the western side. But एक चीज याद रहे, Indian deserts में not entire Rajasthan is deserts, and not entire Rajasthan is plains either. Rajasthan has Aravallis, Rajasthan has Udaipur Islands, Rajasthan में okay, semi-arid regions भी हैं, okay, savanna landscape है. Rajasthan has fertile soils and also has deserts. एक mistake है that we make, तो यही लिख लो साइड में, राजस्थान इज नॉट एंटायरली अ डेजर्ट. राजस्थान इज नॉट एंटायरली अ डेजर्ट. Okay, mention that. And so reading this quickly, northwest of Aravallis are Great Indian deserts. These are the sand dunes called as barkans. So barkans typically will be like this. It's like an arc here. This is a barkan. Okay, barkans. Low rainfall of just 150 centimeters in 1 year, of 15 centimeter 1 year, arid climate, vegetation, and it's called as the Marusthali. So I'll just give an idea here, all of you, कि location कहाँ की बात कर रहे हैं हम लोग. So this is Kashmir, Rajasthan, okay, Kutch region, Kathiawar region, okay. There is one line, okay, rainfall line है, it starts somewhere here और ऐसे आर्क बनता है. It is 15 centimeter iso height. Remember this, all of you. It starts from somewhere Punjab and South Punjab शुरू करके, okay, a tip of Kutch. Okay, the deserts are west of this. Deserts and dry regions. तो यहाँ पर this part, if you know this region, this area is Jaisalmer region. Okay, yeah, Barmer, correct. Okay, we have a Bikaner region here. Okay, beach में you have got Nagaur region. ये सब deserts हैं. Okay, so Jaisalmer, Barmer, Bikaner, Jaisalmer, Barmer, Jodhpur. दिखा देते हैं, चलो. This is Jaisalmer, Barmer, and also Jodhpur. ये region हो गया. This is the Nagaur region, and this is the Bikaner. Bikaner और north जाओगे चुरू region है. Okay, so and जैसलमेर यहीं पर कहीं है. This entire part is part of जैसलमेर. यहीं पर कहीं पर पोखरन है. Okay, somewhere here we have got Pokhran and Jaisalmer. This is the desert part. It says it lies west of the 15 centimeter iso height. वापस पढ़ो आप. The region receives low rainfall below 150 centimeters per year, arid climate and Marusthali. All good here? Okay. Then it says it was formed. Now, during the Mesozoic times, the region was under the sea. Okay. Mesozoic times is older than about say 65 million years ago. ये पूरा region, खासकर the southern part, this part here. In fact, the entire Thar region was, यहाँ पर एक gulf था, which is called as the Sindh Gulf. Am I audible to online students? Am I audible? Yes. It shows buffering, that's why. Okay. Listen, this area, okay, I hope all of you know India south में था, it has moved northwards. This area was all sea, southwards था. So there is one question that is answered, कि why does Rajasthan have so many salt lakes? Nunaksar Lake, Sambhar Lake, Didwana Lake, Digana Lake, the lot of salt lakes here. Okay, and it also has, ये part it has oil and gas resource also. Barmaid has oil resources. Because this part was under the sea. The salts is not natural. Okay, the amount of salts is not as natural. Okay, that's what it says. That before the Mesozoic era, the region was under the sea. This can be corroborated by the evidence available at food fossils at Akal and marine deposits around Brahmasagar near Jaisalmer. आप कभी जैसलमेर जाएंगे ना, they will sell stonewares, okay, which has fossil imprints in them. Okay, उसका एक special नाम है, forgetting the stone's name. Anybody knows क्या stone है वो? It's a very famous product of Jaisalmer. Yeah? Nobody? Anyways, I'll recall. So those stones are fossils, and they are marine fossils. Okay, and they are used as one of the important local handicrafts of Jaisalmer. Okay, because of these marine, okay, submergence once upon a time. Okay, so it says part of Jaisalmer, and approximately it says 180 million years. 180 million years approximately mid-Mesozoic times. This is mid-Mesozoic times. All extra facts you keep jotting down. Archita, I can't recall. Maybe you are right. I can't recall. Okay, let's move on. Okay, look at 6-7 lines after this one. It says the shifting dunes and oases. On the basis of orientation, the desert can be two parts. The northern part sloping towards Sindh and the southern part towards Rann of Kutch. ये desert के दो part है. So this is Sindh of Pakistan. Okay, so this is the third region towards Sindh. ये एक desert है, and this also a desert, the Kutch region. So the desert has two parts. The northern part towards Sindh, southern part is towards the Kutch. Okay, there are two parts. Northern part Sindh, southern part is Kutch, and most rivers of the regions are ephemeral. Ephemeral का मतलब क्या होता है? Okay, they are a short duration. They are seasonal and for a very short time. Ephemeral. The Luni River flows in the southern part of deserts. Okay, and says it presents a typical case of inland drainage by joining a lake or a playa lake. यहाँ पे बहुत सारे rivers हैं that disappear in the sands. One of which is River Luni. River Luni जो है approximately, so यहाँ पर somewhere here is Jaipur. River Luni is something like this. Like this. This is River Luni. And River Luni perhaps is a remnant of the ancient Saraswati River. Okay. और ऊपर जाओगे ना, हरियाणा में is a small river called as River Ghaggar. Okay, Ghaggar, not Ghagra. हरियाणा का ये the only river, Ghaggar River. And we have this river called as River Luni. River Luni originates from Sambhar Lake. River Luni from Sambhar Lake. So some say that this was perhaps one large river. Ghaggar River Himalayas से आ रही है, the water, and ultimately becomes the main Saraswati. But for climate change ho, river shifting ho, okay, today this is a small desert river, but not much of water and salt water is called as River Luni. Just a passing reference, लिखा नहीं है, but you better know this. There are some grasslands of Kutch. Anybody knows the name? Banni grasslands. काफी news में है. BANNI. Yes. Banni grasslands of Kutch. Okay. They are dry semi-arid regions. Okay. And part of the Kutch landscape. Banni grasslands. Yes. Okay. So back here, the inland drainage, brackish water and so on. The next is the coastal plains. Coastal plains, look at the second paragraph. The western coastal plains are examples of submerged coastal plains. जो western side है, so this is Kutch, Kathiawad, western coastal plains. Western coastal plains, and it's a very narrow belt here. It's a very narrow belt of coastal plains here. और यहाँ पर क्या हुआ है? The land has gone under the water. So these coastal plains are examples of submerged coastal plains. यहाँ पर submergence हुआ है. Okay, but just add in the margin, जो coastal plains केरल का है, it's called as Malabar coast. Malabar coast is an emergent coast, not a submergent coast. बाकी को बोल लो कोई बात नहीं, but the Malabar part is an emergent coastline. Okay, otherwise the western coastal plains largely is submerged. Okay, and submergence, look at the fourth line from here. It says there is a narrow belt, provides natural conditions for development of ports and harbors. Kandla, Mazagaon, Jawaharlal Nehru, Nhava Sheva, Marmagaon, Mangalore. I hope you know where these are. Marmagaon is Goa, Mangalore, Karnataka, Nhava Sheva and Mazagaon, both are Mumbai, Karnataka. Kandla is Gujarat. Now you have more ports. You have got Mundra port, you have got Vadhavan port. Okay, so fine. Okay, and these are natural ports. Yeah, Vizhinjam port, yes, a very big one in Kerala near Trivandrum. ठीक है, तो साइड में ऐड कर लो, चलो लिख लो. Write down Mundra port is Kutch. Mundra port, Kutch. Okay, then we have got Vadhavan port, Wadhwan. Vadhavan नया port है in Palghar district of Maharashtra. Vadhavan port. It will be one of the biggest of India and among the biggest of the world also. Vadhavan port. Okay. Then you have Vizhinjam port. Vizhinjam. Vizhinjam. ये Trivandrum में है. Again a very large port. Vizhinjam port. ठीक है? Yeah. So some ports, and these ports are natural ports. Natural ports. Look at the next column में देखो, the fourth line. The western coastal plains are narrow in the middle, broader towards north and south. And the rivers do not, through these coastal plains, they do not form deltas. The western coastal plain, eastern coastal plain का भी question पूछता है. Okay, how are the coasts different? Okay, so I am summarizing it for you here. Western coastal plains and eastern coastal plains. Western coastal plains, they are narrow. Western coastal plains are submerged. Western coastal plains, they have got mostly natural ports. Okay, and western coastal plains also are wetter. They receive more rainfall. They are wetter. ठीक है? And they don't have deltas. यहाँ पर the rivers, they don't form deltas. Okay. Whereas eastern coastal plains, these are wider. These are mostly emergent. These are, not all of them are natural. Okay, the bigger ones like Paradip port ho, even Kochi, Madras port hai, they require lot of dredging. Dredging का मतलब होता है they keep on digging. They require dredging, and these are not as wet. Somebody trying to communicate with me? Yeah. कोई नहीं, बोल दो, आ जाऊंगा. Okay. कल वीकेंड है, कल तो दिन पूरा दिन पड़ा हुआ है. Unless you want Saturday evening alone. Okay. So eastern coastal plains have large deltas. Sundarbans, large delta. Mahanadi delta. Kaveri delta. Krishna Godavari delta. The rivers draining here are large and they form large deltas. ठीक है? So, one fact is, in Kerala, there are backwaters. Backwaters locally called as Kyles. Backwaters locally called as Kyles. Anybody knows what backwaters are? So it's like this. This is the coastal area. This is the mountain. and say the sea is here. Okay, a river comes here, and these parts are actually, can you see, below the sea level or almost at sea level and very flat. The river comes, okay, the river will become almost gentle and maybe even still water. And in some cases, of course, it drains into the sea here, cutting through. Okay, so यहाँ पर क्या होता है? The river becomes almost quiet and gentle. When there's a high tide, the water moves back. Okay, it looks like water is flowing up the river. It's called as backwaters. So यहाँ पर क्या होगा? Backwaters में the fresh water and the salt water mixing चल रहा है यहाँ पर. That's why these are very important ecosystem. बहुत unique ecosystems हैं. ठीक है? The backwaters. Yeah, any transition, you're right. Okay, they can become transition ecosystems or ecotones, correct. Okay, so what are backwaters? Backwaters are, okay, nearly flat and very gentle river valleys, nearly flat and very gentle river valleys with periodic shift in the direction of water flow. Periodic shift in the direction of the water flow. In high tides, sea water can move up the river slope. Sea water can move up the water slope or river valley. The backwaters are very important for rice cultivation. Tourism के लिए important है because of that unique ecosystem. We have these in parts of Kerala, locally called as Kyles. Yes, you're right. They also have mangrove forest, correct? ठीक है? So that's about the Kyles of Kerala. The next paragraph. Compared to the western coastal plain, the eastern coastal plain is broader, emergent coast, large deltas. The rest is manageable. ठीक है? Come towards the islands. Now, there are two groups of islands. Yeah, I know. Kerala, yes. Okay, be patient so that we have a sense of completion properly. Okay, last part you get restless. Okay. The moment I say I'll do 2 more chapters, you will cool down then. 2 major island groups, Bay of Bengal, Arabian Sea. So there are Bay of Bengal में 572 islands. Underline these points, okay? And Andaman Nicobar Islands में it talks about 2 groups of islands, Ritchie Archipelago and Labyrinth Islands. So watch here. There is North Andaman, there is Middle Andaman, there is South Andaman, then there is a channel here, okay. Then there is series of small islands, Car Nicobar and Great Nicobar. Okay. So जहां पर आपका Middle Andaman है, वहां पर there are some islands here, some islands here, and some islands here. Okay. North Andaman, you have got landfall, Nancowdy. I'll show some of that to you. These islands, यहाँ पर 3 islands are called as Button Islands. The 3 islands, and they are called as Button Island National Park. In use में रहता है. Then there are group of islands here. These are called as Ritchie Island Archipelago or Ritchie Group. A Ritchie Group में you have got 2 important ones. So northward is one called as Neil Island. No, N-E-I-L, sorry. Neil Island, और south में है Havelock. Or have I reversed it? Havelock north में या? Anyways, write down these 2 names. Havelock Island and Neil Island. ये 2 island हैं. And then here we have a group called as labyrinth group. Labyrinth group of islands. Okay. यहां पर एक मरीन नेशनल पार्क भी है called as महात्मा गांधी मरीन नेशनल पार्क, part of labyrinth. Yes, you're right. इसी के पास है Sentinel Islands, North and South Sentinel. I think you know about tribes called as Sentinelese. वो इसी के पास में, ठीक है. And Ritchie Island, Neil and Havelock. ये दोनों का नाम चेंज हो गया है. Okay, so Neil Island is now called as Shahid Dweep. Neil Island called as Shahid Dweep, and Havelock is called as Swaraj Island. Havelock काफी famous है. Havelock is very famous for tourism. Yeah. Yes, Radhanagar, correct. Radhanagar Beach, Elephant Beach. Havelock is very famous for tourism. It has been renamed as Swaraj Dweep. Swaraj Dweep. ठीक है. And Neil is called as your Shahid Dweep. इसके अलावा there's one more island, यहीं पर ही है, यहीं पर नीचे, यहां पर, not archipelago, अलग से है, called as Ross Island. Ross Island has been renamed as Subhash Bose Dweep. Netaji Subhash Bose Dweep is called as, is the name of Ross Island, ROSS. फिर नाम चेंज हो गया. अच्छा, पोर्ट ब्लेयर क्या नाम हुआ? श्री विजया. Okay, so Port Blair is called as Shri Vijaya. Okay, good, nice. Now you know some more facts. Okay. नहीं, ये सब नंगे हो जाएंगे. Okay, they are not as sweet anymore. Okay. हाँ, कुछ चेंज होना हो, नाम तो चेंज होना चाहिए. I'm waiting for Ahmednagar. Okay, or Ahmedabad. वो कब चेंज होगा? It looks like my father's zamindari. Okay. अहमदाबाद तो वैसे भी अहमदाबाद है तो पता नहीं चलता. It's पानी मिला दिया उसमें. Okay. So another one, no, there is a national park called as Mount Harriet. It's a mountain along the Andaman, Middle Andaman. It has been renamed as Manipur Hill National Park. Mount Harriet is renamed as Manipur Hill National Park. And what separates Andaman and Nicobar is the 10-degree channel. 10-degree channel. And what separates South Andaman from rest is Duncan Passage. South Andaman, okay, is Duncan, D-U-N-C, and Duncan Passage. Okay, that's Andaman Nicobar Islands. And Barren Island एकदम north में है. Barren Island is the only active volcano. Next page लिखा हुआ है. Barren Island is the only active volcano in India, okay, in Nicobar Islands. Then the Lakshadweep are, now some of you know this, Andaman Nicobar are volcanic islands. And they have coral formations also. But fundamentally they are, they are volcanic islands. Where Lakshadweep are entirely coral islands and coral atolls. They are coral islands and they are coral atolls. Circular formations. Okay. And it says 36 islands, fine. Minicoy is the largest one. Ekdam south mein Minicoy hai. And northern group of one is called as Amindivi Island. Southern one is called as Cananore Islands. Amindivi and Cananore Islands. And fine. The rest is... Take all of you. Now please, all of you, this is the core physical geography of India. take some time and consolidate this. It will not take you more than 1 or 2 hours, along with your textbooks, whatever drawings I have done, Atlas Dekar, and this effectively took me about 2.5 hours. Okay, we also began with the other chapter also. So if I sit down for 2 more sessions like this, I can finish off drainage and I can finish off your climate. Climate will take a bit more time, it's a longer chapter. Itna kar lo, your geography is set. Okay, at least the base for your UPSC. Okay? Online students, thank you for joining in. Okay. My wishes to you, have a nice weekend. Oh, yes, good long 8 hours today. नए वाले NCERT में नहीं है. By this one. They're trying to help you by teaching you less, but UPSC the question पूछेगा ही पूछेगा.